Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey, my man Bishop, and we are E2G presents First Formations Morning Sports Talk. Bishop, what's good with you this morning, brother? How you doing, sir?
What's going on? How y'all doing this morning? It's Monday. How's everybody? First formation fall in.
You sound like you still do like you was at a urinalysis this morning and you had to come to PT. That's the sound a little bit I said corrected. Different from cooks. Like you had to go do your analysis, but you had already been up opening up the dining facility or something like that. That's that's the sound of
Bunch
it.
of other stuff going on, but
Oh, okay,
no,
okay.
yeah. What's good with you? How was your weekend?
I was all right, man. It was a restful weekend. I was a little felt a little off on Saturday, but it kind of came back around and it was all right getting ready. School out here is just starting back, so now they're getting back. The summer has officially ended in the around
Mm-hmm.
this area. This week I'll be getting ready. Uh, Army 10 miler qualifier and putting together Army 10 miler team to represent for a poke. So
Mm-hmm.
got that going on. So it's yeah, I guess everyone has a little going on. Ron, what's good this morning, brother? How you doing, man?
Ladies and loyals, good morning, buongiorno.
Hey, what's going on, Ron? What
Welcome
up?
to
What
the
up?
formation.
Yeah, what's good?
So I was trying to think where to start. I don't want to say something. I'm trying to. You know what, Bishop? I had to. I'm not saying. I'm not having any more talking in reference to USC versus Oklahoma. I made that decision this morning. I was like, you know what? Just like no different from me. If I was sit up and doing something, I don't do all that talking, and I let the game do the talking for me. So I relent on any more speaking or talking. I'm just going to let the chips fly where they lay and let my teams, people in which I represent, I'm going to let them do the talking. And then I'm just going to backdoor that. So,
Mm.
uh, y'all could assure anything of which I said, there would be no shade. So if I believe that Oklahoma is going to go 6-6, it's not shade. It's just me saying that okay, Oklahoma is going to be 6-6. What's good this morning, Eric? How you doing? So I won't have any more quarrels at this point. Oklahoma
What up,
is a
Eric?
number 9 ranked team per two, not just one poll, two polls.
That part.
Two polls deemed them the number 9 ranked team in America prior to the season starting off. So who am I to sit up and say anything different? I have my thoughts that they'll be 6-6. In state is USC is a top 15 team. Oklahoma is a top 10 team. Top 9 if you want to be exact. I digress.
What up? What up, Stoves? What up? What up? What up?
So I sit up and say, you know what, I'm going to be easy. Even though there's a lot of talk that USC is going to be a powerhouse. But, I mean, until they are, we can't say anything about that.
Yes. So when he say a lot of talk, that means a lot of talk in his head because ain't nobody else said nothing about them being a powerhouse. There is nowhere in anything in which I've seen where it says USC was going to be a power. I haven't seen that nowhere. But of course, Trey brings it up. Like I haven't seen that anywhere. Nowhere has that said that. And I've watched College Game Day. I've watched all of this, and nowhere have I heard them say USC is going to be a power. What they expect, but I haven't heard anyone physically come out their mouth and said that USC is going to be a
Do
powerhouse. I
you,
haven't heard that. Who said that, Trey?
Bishop, do you not think
Who's
that
the
USC
source,
is going to be,
Trey?
Who's the
do you
source? Trey?
not,
Where's the
do you
receipt?
not
You know how
believe that
me and Ron
USC,
do. We want the receipts. Who said
y'all
it,
are
man?
so, man,
Where the receipt? Who
all
said it?
my life,
Where's the
all my
receipts?
life.
Because I
Let me get you
promise
the
I don't
name.
need.
Let me get you the name of
Yeah,
said
please.
individual so that way,
Ron, what,
goodness
Ron,
gracious.
watch it be somebody we ain't never heard of. Somebody we ain't never heard of. Somebody out of California, a USC
No,
alum. Watch
no. Let me get
somebody
you.
like that. Bitch should be on
Let me get
everybody.
you the source.
Bro, you know I don't nobody don't nobody get exempt,
USC
bro.
booster.
Y'all see what I got to go
That's
through
what
over
I'm
here.
talking about, right? It's a booster. Somebody, yeah, it's a booster saying that they're gonna be a powerhouse. Watch.
We've covered that before, Eric. He has a reason, being a military brat. That's the name, the reason for it.
Bro, I'm just saying. You talk
And the
about they
source,
Da-
get
Bishop, is
David,
coming from
David.
Trojan Central Podcasting.
Actually, the source is from Bleacher Reports. David
who?
Kenyon is the source.
It's right up the alley.
Right? Who? Who? Once again, who?
It's
Oh
okay.
man.
You know what, Eric? Like I just said, I
Oh
came
my
on the
god,
show.
dude.
I said,
This
and see,
dude
this is
come
what
on.
happens. This is
This
why people
dude.
have a trouble with coming out and saying things, because when people speak their truth, they get dragged. So what's interesting is, I'm glad this wasn't done, like, saying later in the hour, because if it was more people on at the time watching, as soon as I would have said that, it would have been like a drag Trey fest. But let Bishop and Ron had said, it would have been like, oh, okay. So that's the stuff that goes
No,
on. That's what I have
because
to deal with.
that's the thing about Trey is he be coming out here with some craziness, bro. Like where, no, like when me and Ron come up with stuff, man,
Don't
it's stuff,
tell you.
man, it's stuff we see. It's stuff we see on first take. It's stuff we see on Sports Center. Trey gonna be reaching down in the dungeon.
Adam
Because see,
Schefter, Woj.
Yeah, we be
not
finding
just
that stuff.
not just
This
Adam
dude
Schefter,
go
the black
find
Adam Schefter.
this dude go find stuff from. He don't go find Paul Wilbaum or somebody like that. No, he go find
David
Peter
Kenyon.
Pumpkin Eater, Peter Pumpkin Eater, to say, "Oh, the USC Trojans gonna be a powerhouse." Who Peter Pumpkin Eater said.
You see. So this is what I have to. This is what I have to put up with,
I'm
because
saying, man.
at this point we are considered media personalities, and so if I wrote a piece, or if Bishop or if Ron wrote a piece, and it was a piece that had validity to it, in my opinion, I would like to see that same energy, or I wonder if Stephen A was like, "Who the hell is Ron Lowe? Like, why is like that's the same? Like, who cares? If I'm a sports analyst and I'm writing media, that's just what it is. At some point, these individuals in which they speak of were at the same point in their careers, or whatever case like that. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm not gonna let what I'm saying. HGTS, hunt the good stuff, is what I'm going to sit up and utilize this morning. I'm going to utilize my master resiliency skills to hunt the good stuff and not allow Bishop or Ron or anyone else
Ron,
rain on
I
my
really
parade.
truly believe that this dude, after the show, he goes and finds he goes on his phone and looks for, let me see what I can find about USC. And find out
Yeah, I've
any
literally
news.
never heard anyone say they're gonna be a powerhouse.
No one, bro, no one. And I watched
Well,
everything this
well,
weekend.
you hear
No
it here
one,
first. You hear it here first. Then, so when it
no
starts
one. A
happening,
powerhouse in the
when it
Pac-12.
starts happening, and see, you're the same. You know what? That's the same rhetoric that they have with Los Angeles Lakers won in the bubble. That's the same thing. You were seeing the Pac-12. You know what?
Come on, man. We know the
Okay.
Pac-12 is not that conference, man. We know that.
You know what's
Everybody know that,
interesting?
man.
You know what's interesting is supposedly UCLA is going to be blocked, potentially can be blocked from going to the Big 12.
Why?
No.
Yeah,
Why?
because the board, the regents of the University of California can block them, because what you have to keep in mind, USC is a private school, hence they can do what they want. UCLA, however,
It's
is
not.
not a private school. they're a public school, a public university in the California. So technically, what has
There you
happened
go,
is
Justin.
they see, you know what?
There you go, Leslie. I'm with you, bro. But go ahead, Trey. Go
So
ahead and say what you say.
technically what has happened is the regents gave the autonomy to the presidents of the California to saying to act in the interest of saying other organizations, basically just extending them, but it is not saying that they have relinquished their right to do and control the University of California school systems. So now what happens potentially is they did not the president or the athletics did not get the permission to move UCLA.
Wow.
So
Oh
now,
wow.
what I'm saying? So technically and potentially UCLA can be blocked from going to the Big Ten.
Oh wow. I didn't know USC was a
A private school.
A private school. I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
know
that's
that.
why they cost so much.
I didn't know that was private school. That's
Yes,
crazy.
sir. So
This is
UCLA,
Mm,
could get left behind possibly,
mm,
and
this is
then they
like
have
the
to find someone
worst
else.
thing.
We'll take Oregon with
mm.
us.
Oregon, yeah. Somebody gonna go. If UCLA can't go, somebody else gonna try and go there.
It's tragic.
Yeah.
This
Uh,
feel almost as bad as when David Stern blocked Chris Paul from coming to the Lakers. Always hating moves we talking about, Trey. Heavy is the throne.
Heavy is the throne. Yes, heavy is the throne. See, look at the look.
Hate.
So you know what? Hey,
Heavy
he's like
is
instantly, Bishop. Look, it's like Bishop had to. It's like he tried to. He's like he threw up in his mouth and he had to swallow it. That's the look on his face when he just looked. That's
No.
I can't stand it. Like that's the disrespect. And like you said, Ryan,
Soon
heavy.
Everybody
Heavy is the throne.
everybody don't want to go to LA, Trey.
It
Everybody
is.
everybody don't want to go to LA, Trey.
Bishop,
Everybody want to
if
go to
you-
LA.
If you were able to go to LA, you would go to LA.
You know what? That's probably true. That I can agree on. But however,
You don't want to
everybody
go to
don't
LA.
want everybody don't want to go to the Lakers. Trey.
Sure, they do. The Lakers.
Why?
Some people want to go to the Rams now. How atrocious that sounds, but it's true.
Yeah, they don't want to go to because they don't want to go. It's
USC.
atrocious because they don't want to go to San Francisco. Really? That's what it is?
No, because you got to think it's the Chargers there. Actually, I think there's I mean, we're going to get to NFL, of course, but I think California got it going on when it comes to NFL teams right now. The San Francisco 49ers, Los Angeles Rams, Los Angeles Chargers. Like
The Chargers and the Rams, yeah. 49ers, no.
See,
They might as well
what?
claim Oakland too. Not Oakland, but Las Vegas. Technically.
Nah, they can't. Technically, they can't. See, because you know what? Because I'm from Compton, and you know what they always used to say. I'd be like, "No, I'm from Compton." Oh, you from LA? No, I'm from Compton. So you know what I'm saying. So it's a difference. Like, no, I'm not from. I don't claim where I'm not. Like, I'm from Compton, California, not Los Angeles, California. It may be bigger and well known, but I'm from Compton. I'm not from Los Angeles. So you know what I'm saying. That type of stuff when you go forward. So you know what I'm saying. No different from if someone's saying, "Oh, I'm from somewhere outside of I'm from Fort Sill." Oh, you from Oklahoma? I mean, you from OKC? No, I'm from Fort Sill. The OKC is nowhere. I would claim Lawton before I claim OKC. Like you know, what I'm saying that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Oklahoma City is 100 miles away from Fort Sill.
Yeah, so it's that type of stuff. Anthony Price said no one wants to live in Philly.
Wow, that's a lie.
That's
a lie. Was that directed at me? I thought
or me, or it was me. It was directed to me. But then a lot of people don't want to play with LeBron. It's bumped and just playing.
Everybody want a cheesecake. I don't care.
That right. That part. Cheesesteak and cheesecake.
You know what? That cheesesteak, I could, bruh. I got a cheesesteak once from Philly. I was, someone had brought me one out, and they had to fly it. They had to fly with it, but I was like, I'm finna smash this anyway. I ate the first half. I was like, this is pretty good. So I put the second half up, thinking I'm like, thinking like, okay, you know what I'm saying? All the whole time I was at work, I'm looking like, yo, I'm finna smash this cheesesteak when I get home. I had a Mystic that was chilling and ready to go. I was like, I had my whole meal. I was thinking I'm finna go home and warm it up and eat it. Bruh, do you know what I got in the house? I could not find my cheesesteak. I'm like, yo, where's my cheesesteak at? I threw that thing away. What? Like I've been having my mouth ready all day. Like I was doing everything. I set up and made sure I got all my work. I turned in all the file, everything I need to turn in, submitted all the reports I needed to, so I can get it out of work early. Just so I went home, took a shower. You know what I'm saying? Put some cologne on. I was set up, and me and that cheesesteak was gonna have it.
I got sexy for it.
Yeah, that's it.
Sexy for him.
When
it's in the garbage. And it's in the garbage.
I was like, yo, where's the paper bag at?
We been talking for a while.
Oh yeah, go sleep on the couch for a week.
That's what it's like. It's like, oh yeah. That's all it's like. You know what I'm saying? It was like everything was moving slow motion. I opened the microwave slowly.
You know, you just threw out like 10 pounds of cheese and grease.
In
that part.
But in any case, I know that when we get into the NFL talk, it's going to be pretty hot and heavy. So we'll lead off with a little NBA. This morning, I was interested to wake up to see that Udonis Haslem signed a 1-year, $2.9 million deal to remain and play in Miami this year, making
Getting
him
them
the next
chips.
player to the third player to ever send 20 consecutive seasons with his team. Of course, we know Dirk did 21 with Dallas and Kobe did 20 with LA. Obviously, of course, that doesn't go with saying how many games. At this point, Udonis Haslem has missed over 651 games.
Good
That's
lord.
eight. That's 8 NBA seasons going forth. So I don't know. But basically, I guess this is his last year. I think they've been basically, but a lot of conversation is that he does contribute something to the organization, whether it's I'm presuming his veteran leadership at
He's a
this point.
he's a mentor.
Yeah, a mentor.
I'm
Yeah.
po- I'm positive he leads the league in like the most important stats, like meme mugs. I'm pretty sure he got the most all-time meme mugs. Under
Groom.
foul
Yeah. He's definitely a mentor.
players pushed.
I think we saw it last season how he was in the locker room with the players and talking to a bunch of some of the younger players and stuff like that, trying to get their mind right in the game. Just like I think I talked about it briefly the other day, in regards to having Cam Newton come back on somebody's team. Remember I was saying how
Mm-hmm.
that's a person that can teach and they can use. I think that's what Udonis Haslem is there for. I think he's mainly there to motivate and keep guys kind of like in line and keep them focused and trying to have someone to talk to, who's not necessarily on the court, but somebody who's actually a player still, but be able to get some type of input.
So let me ask you this, because if you remember correctly, they did have a situation with Jimmy Butler went in on Udonis as well
Mhm.
as
I was that
Coach
whole time. Yep,
Coach
I remember that.
Spoelstra.
Right,
He went in on them both.
right.
So if you're that key talent in Miami, such as Jimmy Butler,
Mhm.
are you willing to listen to Udonis Haslam, or do you
Does
basically
he have
just
championships? Do we get?
correct? He does. That good point. Good point. He has three championships as well
Yeah.
as he's the all time leading rebounder in Miami Heat history.
Well, there it is. I feel like he has the credentials for you to listen. If he was somebody that didn't have any type of credentials, then yeah, no, it's kind of hard to listen to somebody who ain't won no
What?
championship, so who ain't got no type of accolades for nothing. But
If
somebody who
I'm
has,
on
yeah,
if I'm on the Miami Heat and I'm looking at Udonis's credentials, I see him. Soon as I see him, it's with the left and with the right. And Jimmy learned, if you ain't gonna come here and listen, you're gonna get these hands. And I'm sure Jimmy Butler won all the smoke except for Udonis, because Jimmy sure humbled himself and had a great playoff run.
he did, he really did.
And that's
That's
the
true.
effect of Udonis. Who
I
been
agree.
able to get Jimmy Butler under control, Bishop? Wasn't the
Nobody.
Minnesota. Definitely
Nope.
wasn't us in Philly.
Nope.
Udonis.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That wasn't
Hey,
Coach Spo. That
yeah,
Jimmy was
it
about to
definitely
beat
wasn't Coach
Coach
Spoelstra.
Spo up.
Yeah, it wasn't definitely Coach Spoelstra. Yeah, you're right. You got a point. You do. You got a true point right there. He don't want that smoke. Don's like, I'll put these hands on you. I'll put these clothes on.
Everyone's a gangster till a real gangster walks in the room.
That's that part. Long hair
Right.
and all.
Yes,
I'm tearing you. I'm snatching all your little weave out your head.
yes, Mr. Haslam. Oh, he said he gonna snatch them dreads out. Oh, you wrong, Bishop. Better
You know
act
what?
right.
You know what? See, I have a phobia now because it just happened. Yeah, it just happened. I'll just take whatever. I mean, I get dragged on everything else. So what's that to add to the?
I gotta see that, Anthony. I ain't see that about Westbrook to the Pacers. I ain't heard nothing on that. I have to check the Bleacher Report. I'm gonna have to look and see if there's
That
any truth behind that. But I ain't hear nothing about Westbrook to the
that
Pacers.
trade been pending for a while for Westbrook for Buddy Hield and I forget another piece they're gonna throw in. But the whole reason why it didn't happen is the Lakers didn't want to give up that second pick. But now that LeBron signed his extension, the Lakers, we'll see.
See, so so this is an interesting thing about that, right? So I really think, and it was interesting, and which this is off topic, but of course we can talk about it. This is I really think what's the linchpin in all this, Bishop and Ron, is that additionally in Bleacher Report, but sometimes I mean I'll be honest, you have to take with a grain of salt with Bleacher Report because they're no different from us, but they are a little more valid than Bleacher Report. Not just letting anyone write for them, but a lot of it is based upon hypotheticals and things like this. So what it is that I don't know if y'all see the potential trade where Kevin Durant would be sent to Sacramento.
Mm.
Yeah, Sacramento would get Kevin Durant, and then Sacramento would get some, I think, 2 first-round picks. They would get Keegan, as well as it was their last year's. They get Keegan, um,
Donovan Mitchell's little brother.
yeah, Davian Mitchell, and some picks, and basically to fill out for it. It was like 7. It was like a 7. It was like an 8-man trade, but the only thing that was going to Sacramento was Kevin Durant. So when I hear
Was
stuff like,
Sacramento losing their point guard?
no, they was not. They was just wait, yeah,
Wow.
no, well, it was Keegan. That's what they. Oh, well, not Darren Fox. No,
No,
they're
that's
not
their.
losing Fox.
That's
Yeah, they're not
okay.
losing
So they would
Fox.
have Fox, KD, and then Sabonis.
And Sabonis. Yeah, that would be their big 3. So that was the conversation. So when I read that, I started thinking, like, if you bring in Keegan and you bring in Davian Mitchell, does that make sense to keep Kyrie Irving?
Hell no.
Exactly. So now you have a position to where now you probably get the situation where you do get Kyrie Irving. It's going to be you might get the Laker trade with Kyrie Irving going to LA, and then ultimately Westbrook going maybe to what's that called?
Pacers?
To
Indiana.
no, not the Pacers. To Kyrie going to
The
I mean
Lakers.
Westbrook. Kyrie going to Lakers. Westbrook going to Brooklyn, but potentially being bought
Hell
out
no.
or released.
Hell no. We don't want him. Hell
But
no.
yeah, but I mean they're not gonna keep him. They're gonna even buy him out or release him. And then now you know what I'm saying Westbrook goes back into free agency. Of course he couldn't go back to LA at least for 30 days if that was the case. But so now you have that situation possibly brewing. So I really believe that KD is a linchpin in everything that's going on, especially when you look at Sacramento, Indiana, Los Angeles, and Brooklyn at this end state. But of course, like Bishop was saying, he doesn't. I don't believe because
Okay.
who we're not talking about and who we keep missing and who get lost in the sauce in this case is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is not hasn't been talked about or isn't been brought up in the conversation. We're not. It's not even being seen as a reason why teams or someone is willing to stay or go play in Brooklyn based on Ben Simmons. So that's interesting as well.
Brooklyn's a mess.
uh, I'll give easy. What's this? KD not going
Brooklyn's a
to a
mess.
rebuilding program. We talked about it. You said Brooklyn's the best.
Yeah, I don't. They're definitely gonna start the season out with all of them. I don't think they're gonna be traded by October.
Oh yeah. It's. I think it's going to be over the course of time, which is going to start to look at it how it starts to pan out. Wooten says Ben Simmons don't know where Ben Simmons is. So it's where it starts to pan out over the course of the season, where you start taking a look at it, it's like, okay, this is where we're playing with. I think if KD is really like, I'm not going to be here in Brooklyn, and it shows in his play, and we might have a situation how we just continue to look and wait and wait and wait, to, and they make moves like they did
I would be shocked.
James Harden.
I would be shocked. That's not gonna happen. KD gonna dump ball regardless. I think he would have to sit out Trey, but I don't think he's gonna do that either. But if Kevin Durant's getting on the basketball court, he ain't pulling no James Harden.
Oh yeah, he's going to perform.
Yeah, he's gonna be putting up his 40 points a game, balling out. He got to sit
KD might
out.
hold out. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen either. Because I mean, if he sits out, then that's money. He puts himself in the same situation as Ben
He
Simmons.
he loves basketball too much. He's just gonna go be angry. I mean, he played in Golden State all them years after hating it after that first championship.
You think he hated it after the first championship?
Yeah, he got the championship and realized, oh wait, I'm still empty, and on top of that, I'm getting all this shade because I wanted with Golden State.
Mm.
Went and did it again. Nothing changed.
But you know what's interesting? I don't know that like you said, he did it again. And then they went to a third one, and didn't wasn't
he played. He played with Westbrook for 5 years. He could definitely deal with this Brooklyn
But so I wonder, do you wonder ever think about, or saying, is there any conversation that goes on with you or anybody where you look at like KD did all that? He came to Golden State, won one before him. He came to Golden State, he won two, he lost one, and then he left, and he has not won one since. But Golden State has won yet another one with his replacement being Wiggins.
Nets.
I wonder how does he feel? Like, what is the emotion that enacts when you look at that, when he takes that into consideration? Like, I left to come here to play with this guy, and yet we haven't amounted to anything yet. I mean,
I think
on paper.
his feelings is anger, um, but acceptance because he could have won one before Golden State if his toenail wasn't on the line against Giannis. And he's
Mm.
just like, dang, I would have been going to play Phoenix and getting that ring. And he's like, man, hopefully he's just like, it clearly was not meant for me. That wasn't my path right now. Because how I did not make that finals, how Brooklyn didn't beat Milwaukee is wild.
Do you think Boston? I think you think more. If it had been Phoenix versus Brooklyn, that would have been a dub for Brooklyn. They would have been champions. It still would have remained
Oh,
in the East.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. They didn't even take the Bucks to 7 games. Bucks went in there, quick tip tap, take care of business.
Mm. So additionally, what we had is the if you take a look at, like we talked about plenty of times before, the whole pro am rage, in which we had the pro am game of all pro am games to date, where we had the crossover. As we all know, we discussed before, the crossover is uh, a event ran by former NBA guard uh, Jamal Crawford, in which he is taking over. Like when I was in my time in JBLM, I was there, and I went to a couple of the Seattle Pro-Am games. At that point, at that time, it wasn't called crossover. It was just a Pro-Am. Uh, Jamal Crawford came big, and he took it over and put his pro stank on it, and now it's the crossover program, in which it was a pretty lit event. Of course, they had teams, two teams. In those two teams, one team, of course, LeBron James pulled up. He was paired with Dejounte Murray, Jason Tatum. Uh, who else do you have? I think Marjon Beauchamp, and it was one more. Oh, that was it, because the other team was composed of Paolo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, Tari Eason,
Oh,
CJ
wait.
Avery, Isaiah Thomas, and Aaron Gordon. In which,
We had Paolo versus DeJounte again?
yeah, exactly. They was on floor, and of course, initially Aaron Gordon was on LeBron's squad, but they pulled him off, and he switched teams, and he went to play with Paulo and them. Maybe just kind of like even out the start of the power that be. So I think excuse me. So but of course, in all good things, sometimes it has to come to a slight halt, as they only went 2 quarters, for the fact that there was a lot of condensation in the gym based on the outside temperature, the amount of people that were inside, and they just couldn't keep the floor from building the wet spots. And it was I think Beauchamp went up for a shot, and he slipped, and after that slip, they decided to call the game, and it ended there. But basically, Jamal Crawford stated that he's like, he looks to um, bring the players to the pro-am that everyone wants to see. And he said he asked who they like to see. They tell him, and he goes out and try to make it happen. Of course, it's all free of charge. and the players pull up. You know what I'm saying? In the retrospect of bringing free entertainment to the area. Of course, we know Seattle has not had any players there any pro games there, NBA pro games. Of course, they have WNBA Seattle Storm that's there, but for the most part, as far as male NBA players, there hasn't been that type of competitiveness in a long time. So for them to pull up and play there, it's like okay. But then again, like you said, with the slipping and the condensation and all that type of stuff, injuries happen. It still brings the fact of if the program, although is a good gesture, kind gesture in heart, do these programs be the right decision? Again, if I'm an agent, I don't know. Um, I don't know how open I am to my client playing in these games. Maybe to show up, maybe put on a dazzle spectacular a couple of games, or maybe even if I just be like, okay, just go ahead and play for a quarter or whatever case like that, and then get it out the way, and then we got to go give the people what they want, and then go on from there. But you have to protect your interests. Uh,
I like it. You got LeBron James to show up. You done did the thing. So shout out you
oh
for
yeah,
the
yes,
crossover.
yeah, oh yeah, he definitely. You know what I'm saying, he pulled up. Best we came, and then they was like Sorman. I know one of the quotes was it had basically a couple of different ones. Of course, Tatum said he thought he was a pretty big, spectacular talent. He said, but once he's like he came into the gym, he had the love and admiration. But he said when LeBron came in, the kids rushed the floor. Everyone was garnered around him. He was like, oh, he was just completely and utterly eclipsed, and he just had to deal with it. So
Just like when he met him in the playoffs. Don't be shocked.
and then of course you had the mom from from Kari Easton. He said his mom basically tweeted and said that he said, "Mom, I told him I'm on Bron. I knew he wanted the rack. I know his whole bag. There's nothing he can't do. I've been defending him in my mind since I was 3. Y'all, this is the greatest moment of my son's life, and it's not even close." So I mean, I guess a whole lot goes into being able to, I mean, compete, or even like you said, if you're a player competing, or if you're a player competing, or a spectator, or whatever case like that, to see these, I guess you could say, larger than life individuals as you see it, or as you deem it, as you see it. Of course, is everything for them. So, like I said, shout out to Jamal Crawford crossover putting together the event. Um, at some point, we're not going to see these events anymore because it's almost time for them to get back into the gyms in themselves. But you know what, Ron? I missed you. I missed the opportunity to ask you a question. I asked Bishop the same question. I posed the same question to myself. The question was: you're playing on an NBA court. You get 20 attempts at a half court shot. If you
I'm
hit
making one
2 of the 20, you get 50 billion. If you miss
50 billion.
50 billion. If you miss 19 or more, you're doing a 40-year bid. Are you taking the risk? Do you have
Yeah,
confidence in
I can
yourself
make
to
2
hit?
half-court shots.
I feel the same, brother.
20
However,
attempts.
20 attempts. If you
All you
hit them
gotta do
early,
is line that thing up with that backwood.
if you get a one early, if you get them early, you good. It's
Mm-hmm.
when you get halfway and you still need 1 or 2 is when you start to get problems.
The worst is gonna be when you make 1 and like that those first 3 shots, and then those next 17, you get down to the last 2, and you're like, dang, I ain't make this second one yet.
Oh my god! It's like what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna put some money
uh,
on my books. Now I
just
would
got to
love
make
that
2, Anthony.
challenge.
That's it. That's it. Just got to make 2. Third
For
best six
50
man of all
billion?
time. Oh yeah, 50 billion.
You
That's worth it.
basically asking me change every single person in my life that I know's life, or give up mine.
Lifetime, life changing
I
opportunity
don't.
for.
I don't think I know more than 50 people, and I could give $1 billion to each one. Yeah, give me that money. Trade
Instant,
directly for your $1 billion.
it's instant opportunity to own an organization.
Yeah. Think
Invest.
about how many times you can give somebody $1 million.
And
Think about that. You could give
that's just
somebody
coming out of pocket.
right. You could give somebody $1 million every day for the next 5 years, and still
That's
go
just
go
coming
to
out.
go to love.
That's just coming out of pocket. You just think about after investments and stuff like that. Especially it's like I'm taking the shots too. I'm risking it.
Mm,
I'm risking
mm.
it. I know
I
some
think
who
you would
said
make
they
a trade.
wouldn't.
Who, Bishop?
Yeah, he said he's not doing it.
Yeah, he's a football player though. I would expect.
You would expect that.
I would expect that.
40 years at Rikers Island, Anthony, Alcatraz, San Quentin. Because say ultimately what's going to happen is you can still flip that. You might not be able to flip it for 40 million, for 50 billion, but you can still flip it where you was basically you go in now you're a reality TV show.
And you got to think about it. If you miss all these shots and you go to jail for 4 years on this bid, the judge is gonna let you go after 30 for good. I mean, after 10 for good behavior. You ain't gonna
Yeah,
have to serve all. You only got to do 25%
yeah, you good. So saying there's a silver lining in everything.
of that. Go get you a college degree while you in there, Anthony.
Yeah,
You'll be all
yeah. Saying something maybe that was his plan anyway.
right. He said, "Well,
Need
I
to
always wanted to go back to school.
had to humble
Why
you a
not
little
do it in
bit.
jail?"
You walk out with a master's, maybe even a
Oh my
doctorate.
God,
I mean, stranger things have happened.
Stranger Things.
Of course, little WNBA action. As we know, the WNBA are currently in their playoff, uh, in which the 8 teams are competing, strongly competing. Last night we had the Dallas Wings take on the Connecticut Sun, in which the Wings were victorious, winning 89-79. Uh, Alicia Gray, Kayla Thornton with the high 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 17 points from Tierra McCoy with her 11 rebounds and 3 assists, 14 points from Marina Martin Mabry. Contribution with 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and Alicia Gray's 15 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. The Connecticut Sun was led by 20 points apiece from Brianna Jones and Jonquel Jones. Um, Brianna with 4 rebounds and 1 assist. Jonquel with 9 rebounds and no assists. And then, of course, 13 points from Janiyah Carrington. She contributed with 6 rebounds and 1 assist. Now the Kings and the Suns are tied at 1 game apiece, and basically the game will be going to Dallas, in which Dallas will have an opportunity to get rid of the Sun with a win. Uh, Now, as the 3 game series, the Washington Mystics took on the Seattle Storm. It was the Seattle Storm or were victorious. Well, correction, the Washington Mystics were victorious with 97-84. Correction, I was right. The Seattle Storm was victorious 97-84, tying the series at 1 apiece as they go as they look to play their third game to see who's going to go to the next round. The Washington Mystics was led by 21 points from Natasha Cloud, 15 points from Ariel Atkins, and 12 points apiece from Shatori Walker Kimbrough, as well as Ella Deladon, and lastly, 10-point contribution from Alicia Clark. The Seattle Storm was led by the 21-point effort Brianna Stewart, 19 points from Julia Lloyd, uh, 18 points from Sue Bird, as she looks to continue to do what she can to earn a championship before she completely is over and done with, as well as 12 points for Tina Charles and Gabby Williams with 14 points apiece. as we already know, the Chicago Sky will be playing against the New York Liberty as they have both moved on, as well as the Atlanta Aces took care of business and got and knocked off the Phoenix Mercury as they are waiting to face the Storm or the Mystics at this point. So WNBA action still going and taking place. More to be seen or so, which will be taken care of. So definitely looking forward to it as we continue to watch and see who will be this year's WNBA champion. Does the Chicago Sky get an opportunity to defend their crown, or will we see a new representative in the fray? Uh, Moving on to what is more so probably on everyone's mind. A lot of games took place, of course, 16 total over the course of 4 days, starting on Thursday and this Friday. Of course, tomorrow we'll know who has been cut and who has been removed from rosters, as the NFL has to basically dumb down from the 85 man roster that they currently have to the down to the 80 men for this upcoming week. Uh, a lot of games. I don't know if anyone took any of them to be surprising. Let me see. NSL scores, of course. Uh, where do we start? Where do you start? Let's go with the Seahawks. Correction, the Steelers. As we know, Steelers played against the Jacksonville Jaguars, winning 16-15. Mason Rudolph got the majority of the repetitions, going 17 for 21 for 127 yards, one touchdown. Kenny Pickett 6 for 70, 76 yards, one touchdown. Mitch Trubisky 5 of 8 for 60 yards, no touchdowns. Steven Slims led the charge, one rush for 11 yards. Mr. Trubisky, one rush for 10 yards. Anthony McFarland, 2 for 11. As far as receiving, 4 for 56 from Tyler Vaughns, another USC representative. They're everywhere. Pat Freemuth, 2 for 35. 18. Dante Johnson, 2 for 33. Chase Claypool, 1 for 29. Benny Snell, 2 for 15 with a touchdown. Tyler Snead, 3 for 17 with a touchdown. For the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence was 14 to 21 for 133 yards. EJ Perry, 6 for 11, 93 yards and an interception. CJ Beathard, 6 for 10, 52 yards. Travis Etienne doing damage on the rushing, 8 for 29, not bad. Trevor Lawrence was 2 for 13. CJ Beathard, 3 for 17, well, with a touchdown to go with that. Marvin Jones, 3 for 40. Receiving, Christian Kirk, 5 for 54. Tim Jones, 5 for 70. Zay Jones, 1 for 12. And Kevin Austin, 1 for 21. The Pittsburgh Steelers continue, if you want to call it, 2-0 for the season. Jacksonville 0-3, as we said before and talked about this preseason. Has his, I guess every organization has his own output when it comes to the preseason. For the most part, it seems like the Jaguars, of course, you like to get the W, where it's more so to work out what is going on. I can assure that Kendrick must be a Facebook user. We still need to let Rudolph go. Ron, what you think about the performance from Rudolph?
Rudolph.
Does it deserve him to be a third string quarterback?
The reindeer. Sure, he could be third string. Why not?
Are you carrying? A matter of fact, are you carrying 3? Are you looking at carrying 3 quarterbacks if you're the coach, or are you carrying 2?
No. Not in. It depends on the quarterback room. Like
Okay.
it depends on that third quarterback. But Matt Rudolph is not the guy you want to have like as your third quarterback. My third quarterback, I want somebody that's going to be, superior, all-knowing, knowledgeable quarterback. Somebody that's ultimately going to go on to be a coach. It could be Rudolph, but that's not. I don't think anybody looks at Matt Rudolph and goes, that's that guy that I would go to and ask the quarterback question.
I can understand that sentiment exactly.
Right. So I feel like the Steelers only need 2, Pickett and Trubisky. That's all they need in that room right now. Let them 2 compete throughout the season.
He can barely manage the game. See, this comes from a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Like, so we can understand that. So I'm not saying that if it's a grain of salt, because I'm very sure a lot of times when I say stuff in reference to the 49ers, it just comes from that of a 49er, or it's directed as that of a 49er fan. But it's like the conversation when you have from people who are um, non-team fans, but saying look at the game from look at the game for the most part, where you start to hear what they're saying. So Ron, basically, like Ron said, maybe Rudolph is not the key one, no different from actually what Kendrick is saying. Like at this point, why even have Rudolph? He's been around Mason Rudolph. He's been around the organization long enough in which now it's like they feel like they're done with him. Trubisky and Pickett, or look at bringing in one of the other players that's probably going to be released and letting go of Rudolph.
Pickett is looking like a problem, man.
Look like he's gonna get earlier than we expected.
Ooh wee, he is balling. My favorite thing about him is his average. What do you think his average yardage per pass is?
Was he at about 15 yards a pass, or is it more?
Wow, you put him way up there. I think the average for the NFL is like 8, 9
Oh,
ish
hey,
yards per pass. He's at 10.9, so almost
okay,
11 yards per pass, which means he's chucking that thing, dog. He's
he's
sending
finding
that
them.
thing in. And
Hmm.
Pittsburgh got probably the most underrated best wide receiver core in the NFL. They loaded. They loaded
Hmm.
up at every position weapon wise. So Pickett can have some fun. I looked at the Vegas odds for teams to make it to the playoffs yesterday, and the Steelers are like plus 300 to
Plus
not
300.
to make the to get in. And Tomlin don't miss the playoffs. So
I might have to go drop something. Go take a look and drop some. Uh, the Panthers. Let's talk about the Panthers. Interesting enough, the Panthers were able to did play. I mean, wasn't too didn't do too well, losing 20-10 versus the New England Patriots. Uh, the Patriots were led by Billy Zapp, 16 for 25, 173 yards and a touchdown. Mac Jones for 4-8 for 61 yards, but Mac Jones struggled. He went he went uh three series, and he didn't do anything till the final series in which he scored got the 61 yards. So he was basically he was like 0 for 4 in the first two series, and then he went 1 for 4 in the last series. Brian Hoyer was 2 for 3 for 30 yards. Uh, JJ Taylor was 6 for 33 on carries. Pierre Strong 7 for 23. Damian Harris 3 for 18. Kevin Harris 3 for 17. Uh, Ty Montgomery was 4 for 13. When it comes to receiving, Lil Jordan Humphrey 5 receptions for 71 yards. Trey Nixon 6 for 56. Nelson Aguilar 2 for 52, in which I think one of his two were was a 40 yarder um, from Mac Jones. Devin Asiasi 3 for 32. Uh, Panthers. Interesting enough, neither one of the top two quarterbacks played. I guess we can almost say to solidify that Baker Mayfield is probably going to be coined or deemed as of this early as this morning, tomorrow, as the starting quarterback for the Panthers. But in any case, Matt Carroll was 9 for 15, 58 yards. Phillip Walker, 8 for 15, 107 yards, 2 interceptions. Chuba Hubbard, 6 for 22 yards rushing. Deontay Foreman, 7 for 16. Spencer Brown 3 for 17. They got a monster as far as the backfield in Carolina. You got Chuba Hubbard, Deontay Foreman, and Christian McCaffrey. If Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, it's going to be problems in Carolina. Receiving, Derek White with 32 yards on one reception. Keith Kirkwood 2 for 31. Giovanni Ricci 1 for 21. Jared Scott 1 for 19. Rashawn Humphrey 1 for 12, and Steven Sullivan 1 for 12 additionally. Ron, I heard you snickering. Mac Jones, what you think?
yeah, man, it's just hilarious to hear Mac Jones is struggling in the preseason. I have so many thoughts. I'm just thinking about Bill Belichick, thinking about Tom Brady. I'm thinking about the weapons he put around Mac and Cheese, and I'm just like, whew, Patriots is about to have a long year.
It looks like
However,
it.
I feel like the defense ain't gonna be letting nobody score. So Mac and Jones, it's kind of like Bill Belichick is doing Tom Brady 2.0. The early years when Tom was trash, but the Patriots were so good on the other side of the ball. I don't know. I don't know. I smell last in the division though, Trey.
I agree with you. I don't think I think it's going to be I think he caught lightning in the bottom last year, but now is a sense to why everyone now is seeing him and kind of know what to expect, and now he has to put up and play, and they're on him. So, but I mean,
Like the Jets are better than the Patriots at literally every position, including quarterback. Because I'd rather have
ooh,
Joe Flacco than Mac and Cheese.
really?
Yeah, you
Ooh,
picking? You not picking Super Bowl Joe Flacco? You would roll with Mac and Cheese. Stop it, Trey.
yeah.
Second year quarterback.
Well, only because Joe is like he's lost his last 7 starts in a row over the course of 2 years, 3 years. Like I would be
Yeah,
so
I'm pretty sure everybody on the New York Jets is under 25. They gonna add some
it is a
lights
young
with him.
team. It is a young
They
team. Yeah.
gonna they gonna have fun, but they're better than the Patriots at every position, almost on defense, wide receiver, running back, probably except the line. That's about it. We'll see. It's gonna be fun.
Hmm.
What's our
Uh,
next
Los,
game?
Los Angeles Rams, your own, your beloved Rams, did lose, going 1-1. Now the Texans are 2-0, losing 24-20. The Rams, John ran with John Walford, 14 for 22, 142 yards. Also, Bryce Perkins, 11 for 13, 123 yards. Trey Regis, 6 for 14 carries with a touchdown. Asim Rose, 3 of 10. Raymond Callisis, 4 for 14. Lance McCutcheon, 5 yards, receiving 96 yards. Austin Tranwell, 4 for 46. Bryson Hopkins 6 for 41 and Jacob Harris 4 for 24. Obviously, the Rams we ahead and want to see what they got. I know they did seemingly find a diamond in the rough at cornerback in Austin, as they was discussing. Maybe he might be a diamond in the rough. The Texans, Dave Mills, 10 for 17, 96 yards, 1 TD. Kyle Allen, 9 for 12, 71 yards, 1 TD. And Jeff Jisco, 3 for 3, 17 yards, 1 touchdown. Royce Freeman read the charge at running back for 9 carries and 30 yards. Marlon Mack, 8 and 29. Receiving, Nico Collins was 4 for 48 with 1 touchdown. Philip Dorsett 3 for 48. Royce Freeman 2 for 23, and Mason Schreck 2 for 13 with 1 touchdown as well. Wes Burkhead brought up the rear, 3 receptions for 9 yards. But of course, this does not diminish or sit up and say that the Rams are not going to be uh, in the hunt. Although y'all do have this is your first game out the gate, Buffalo.
I was actually trying to get to our schedule right now. I'll be able to confirm that shortly.
That's gonna
Yep,
be a Buffalo out
that's
the
the
gate.
first game of the season. Welcome
Yeah,
back, baby.
that for
Thursday
real.
night.
That's
Wow,
gonna that's
that's
that's a
gonna
hell
be
of a
a fun
game.
Friday. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it
So
is. Yeah, it is.
I got to have you back, Bishop. I see what Anthony Price has just said. It's preseason. Winning is not important. Is there any? Does that go to be said or?
Oh my gosh, here we go.
It's not important.
Yes, of course. Of course, winning is not important. Winning, you could say that during the regular season ain't that important. It's about when you get to the playoffs. But Anthony, preseason is about, being prepared and actually being able to come and do your job. Who can do
That
their
part.
job? Who's coming to do their job? And the Rams got a third string quarterback that came and did his job. That went
For
13
real,
for
he
14,
did.
2
Yeah.
touchdowns. Let me find out we got 3 quarterbacks. Y'all need one up in San Fran, don't y'all? We might reach out.
You know what? See, and that was a wholehearted laugh, Bishop. Really? Like I like you just. Yeah, I felt like it was scripted because I could have sworn you laughed before his punchline. Like
I'm
I know.
just
See,
saying, man. He right. That's the
he
usual.
is not right. Do you know? Jed York has come on, and let's think about this.
Oh
I
Lord, here we
said
go.
it. I
Here we
said it.
go. Here
I
we go.
said it. Jared York, who is the 49ers owner, said he is open to keeping Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster. He's fine with it. I just said that just last week that it makes
He's
sense to keep
open
him.
to it. That don't mean it's gonna happen. He's
He doesn't
open to
mind.
it.
He's willing to pay $26 million for a backup. I'm with him. Let's go.
That's crazy. $26 million for a backup quarterback.
He was the starter. He's just not
Don't
the
do
starter.
it.
He's not the future now.
Stop it.
But he has value. So I'm willing to, like, when you look at Sudfeld and Brock Purdy, like at this point, Sudfeld is going to have to go. Brock Purdy will be presumably the backup quarterback until Jimmy comes in and is ready to play. And then now we probably have a switch to where Purdy goes to the third string quarterback. Jimmy moves up to second string. If Trey isn't doing what he's supposed to, Jimmy moves up to the first string.
No, Trey.
And then
No, Trey. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it with all the
watch it.
scenarios.
Watch
Stop
it.
it.
Watch it happen.
What's about to happen is as soon as one of these quarterbacks go down, one of these starters go down,
They're going to move him.
money talks. Money talks.
Money and picks.
That's right. Money talks and picks. That's right.
Let me get a third round for
Yes,
Jimmy.
sir. As soon as one of these quarterbacks go down, Jimmy's gone. Jimmy's gone. They've already talked about Jimmy going to Chicago. I mean, going to Cleveland. They talked about Jimmy going out to Seattle. They talked to Jimmy going out in Atlanta. They've already shipped Jimmy all over the 32 teams almost. Jimmy done been everywhere. They done talked about Jimmy going pretty much any and everywhere. So all it's going to take is for a quarterback to go down, and Jimmy's going to be on the block. Jimmy's going to be on the block.
The NFL is so boring, man. I would have been
traded
Jimmy and got me a weapon.
You know what? Speaking of it, where is Mr. Smalls? Mr. Smalls, where are you at? San Francisco and the Minnesota Vikings dead battle. San Francisco victorious 17-7. Of course, the Vikings were led by Kellen Mond.
Is Smalls on here? Is he on here?
I don't know if he's still on here.
Remember on Friday, he had a whole lot to say.
Kellen Mond, 10 for 20, 82 yards, 2 interceptions. Sean Mannion, 10 for 15, 65 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Ty Chandler led the charge with 5 rushing touchdowns. 5 rushes, 19 yards, 1 touchdown. Alexander Madison was 3 for 17. Brian Kovac was 3 for 17. Olabisi Johnson, 3 for 29 yards. In receiving, Nick Muse, 3 for 29. Amir Smith-Marset, 4 for 27. Tristan Jackson, 1 for 17. The 49ers, Brock Purdy, 14 for 23, 128 yards. Nate Sudfeld, 13 for 17, 102 yards with the touchdown. Jordan Mason led the charge with 9 rushing yards, 9 carries, 57 yards. Tyrion Davis-Price, 10 yards for 41 yards, 10 rushes for 41 yards. Jermichael Hasty, 3 rushes, 15 yards. Trey Sermon, 5 for 8. Tanner Hudson was the receiver with 5 for 43. Dawson Dwell, 3 for 38. Malik Turner, 2 for 26. And Willie Snead, 3 for 25. Within all that, what he said, I'm always here. I see you. Okay. Vikings trade. Vikings traded the quarterback today? Who they trade? Anthony or Eric, whoever. So in all that, right? Brock Purdy numbers would have been a lot higher as well as touchdowns, but it was like I've seen a succession of like 3 or 4 drops within two series in which they pulled Purdy and put Sudfeld back in, and they kind of went like alternated at that point between Sudfeld and Purdy, Sudfeld and Purdy, Sudfeld and Purdy. But as we said, at this point we're looking at, he said nobody. It was nobody traded. So at this point, we're looking at it to where, I mean, like you said, it's preseason. Understand it. You know what I'm saying? This is just talk at this point. So
but what we do like is San Fran's defense showed up. When we talk about who came to do their job during this game. Held Minnesota to 13 first downs compared to 21 by them, and 2 for 11 on third downs. That's Minnesota had 11 opportunities to get a first down, and y'all only gave them 2. Eric, what's going on? Y'all should be able to get some production. Come on with that new coaching staff now.
Especially when you look at that, we didn't get our first first down until halftime, almost halftime. Like we was 0 for 9 at halftime. Like we was doing bad. The Raiders are sending quarterback Nick Mullins to Vikings for a conditional 7th-round pick in 2024. Nick Mullins, that's not a good upgrade. Mullins he would flash here and there, but he was like horrible with San Francisco. Him and CJ Beathard. But in any case, you know what I'm saying, we digress. This like again, it's
Trey,
preseason.
y'all had 10 penalties.
So some of those wasn't like we fumbled on the goal line, in which it wasn't as I was saying, we fumbled on the goal line, but it was a missed flag by officials with no glasses, as he completely missed.
What? Oh, here we go. He's starting early,
Go back and look at it. He was in the neutral zone. It was
early.
a neutral zone. It was a neutral zone infraction, but they didn't get the call, and he fumbled, and he got the lineman got pushed back into the quarterback, in which never secured the ball, and when he tried to hand it off, it ricocheted off his hand, and they Minnesota got the recovery. But if you go back and look at the tape, it was a neutral zone infraction.
Oh my God.
That wasn't caught. Of course, it's not reviewable. But you know what I'm saying? In any case,
we already know how this is gonna be run. You already hear it. It's starting early, already in preseason.
I just speak the truth. You know what? Let's go. You know what? This is I'm gonna take the bait, Bishop. I'm gonna take the bait. Y'all were able to pull out a win, but it was very shaky. It was very shaky.
How was it? For one, again, it's a preseason game. We care less about how shaky it is. It's preseason. As a matter of fact, Jalen Hurts didn't even play.
Eric, he did not jump on time. He was off sides. But okay, I gave it to you. Matter of fact, he jumped on time. He did. But go ahead, Bishop.
Jalen Hurts didn't even play. He didn't even play.
Neither did Trey Lance. Oh, you know what? You're right. He didn't play. 49ers, we already went over the 49ers. Trey Lance, Jalen Hurts can say play, you were saying?
Right. So it's supposed to be close. Actually, we probably supposed to lose. He didn't play. Gardner Minshew went for
Gardner Minshew is y'all probably got y'all outside of Jimmy Garoppolo, y'all probably got the best backup in the NFL.
Gardner Minshew 14 for 17 for 142 yards. Red Senate. He was 4 for 9 for 69, 1 TD, and Carson Strong 0 for 1.
Y'all got the best backup.
We had rushing. We had Kenneth Gainwell 11 for 46, 1 touchdown. Boston Scott 10 for 33, 1 touchdown. Jason Hudley 8 for 22. Kenneth Brooks 6 for 16. And then we had our wideouts. We had Deion Kane 5 for 66. Devin Allen 1 for 55 and a touchdown. Quez Watkins 2 for 19. Jalen Rigger 2 for 17. Zach Pascal 1 for 15.
Yo, man, Allen. Toasty.
Allen, who? Who you talking about?
Your wide receiver.
Oh, Devin Allen. What about he toasted the ball? Yeah, I see it was a 1 yard, 1 catch. He only had one reception for 55 yards. So
it was a one catch off the line. Pew! Up the seam.
Let's go.
Hit him with a move, and it was no recovery after that. At least 15 yards.
So AJ Brown didn't play. Neither did Devontae Smith. Neither one of them played. Come on, really? Are we really looking at the 21 to 20 lead? Come on,
Minshew. That was all Minshew.
Yeah. That was
y'all got the best backup, and I would think that y'all probably have the best backup. I would say best backup because when you look at Jimmy, like I said, at this point, Jimmy Garoppolo's on the roster, but he's not counting towards our numbers yet, so I won't even consider him. But Minshew is probably the best backup, and then of course even maybe going to be overtaken when you look at Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield is going to potentially be a backup. But after that, is Minshew.
Baker Mayfield not being a backup. You're right. Sam Darnold's going to be the backup. Baker's going to be the starter. What? Didn't they announce that already?
No, they have not yet. But it's likely. It's most likely.
They haven't solidified it yet.
No, it's not solidified. It's just a speculation, but it's most likely. Neither one of them played last week, past week.
So they did all that talking about naming who the starter was going to be, and they didn't
That's
do it.
it's probably gonna come this morning or tomorrow because tomorrow's the cutback, so it's coming. I'm very sure we're gonna hear it. But yeah, it's like he said, you ain't even talking about Cleveland. What Cleveland to do?
Oh, let's talk about my bad. Let me get on the
Joshua
Cleveland because
Dobbs. He was
Joshua Dobbs 14 for 20,
They
141
played
yards.
great.
yeah he
Josh
did.
Rosen 7 for 20,
He's
68 yards.
trash.
John Kelly rushed for 14 carries, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. Joshua Dobbs 4 rushes,
And the
47 yards
touchdown.
and a touchdown.
2 plays in a row.
Jerome Font 9 carries for 31 yards. Dearness Johnson 2 for 21. Everybody else is irrelevant. Receiving David Bell 3 for 46 yards. Nakia Griffin Stewart 3 for 33 yards. Javon Wims 1 for 32. Mike Harley 3 for 30. Jerome Ford 4 for 26. Zaire Mitchell 1 for 22. Anthony Swartz 2 for 20. Rest is history.
Yeah. And so that's not bad for the most part. We don't expect Josh Dobbs to do that. I don't expect Josh Dobbs to do that in the regular season. I wonder why we haven't seen Jacoby yet. But
It's proven.
that he's going to get he don't need to see him.
He's up there in that category. We're talking about best backups. I mean, Garoppolo clearly is number one, but
Yeah,
I would take the argument of Jacoby versus Mitchell.
really, Jacoby could be nice. I won't fight you on that one. It's just we haven't seen him in a little bit. In which I would be.
In every place we've seen him, he's been comparable. He's been
Correct.
okay.
Yes, I
New
agree. I
England,
do agree with
Colts.
that.
He's always somebody you can root for. And
Yeah,
he got
I agree.
melanin.
Yes, and actually, who's a dark horse in which we already talked about. I think it's probably one of those players who's definitely is one of those where we took at, but it's just the simple fact of where he is. He's produced everywhere he's going. He's been to 22 teams in his NFL
I know
career.
who you talking about.
He is that
The one
dude.
who the Houston Texans sabotaged.
Now he's a Denver Bronco. Josh Johnson. I
Oh,
think
we're
he was
talking about different people.
who you talking about?
I thought you were talking about the quarterback.
Talking about David Mills?
No, Tyrod.
Tyra, oh yeah, Tyra's nice too. But I'm talking about but Tyrod continues to get starting positions. Josh Johnson, however, continues to be a journeyman that produces everywhere he goes when given our opportunity. But yeah, Tyrod, he's definitely one of those. He's a pretty good backup as well. That could enter that conversation of Minshew and Brissett and all that. Just Brissett is going to get the start. Who
Josh
else
has
we had?
been in the league a long time. Jeez.
Yes, so 18 years, almost 20 years. Who else did we have? Um, the Ravens. Do you know the Ravens have won 22 straight preseason
Preseason
games?
games, yeah.
Yeah, on fire. Ravens win again. Of course, with that being said, they win again 24-17, defeating the Arizona Cardinals. Tyler Huntley 13 for 14, 129 plus a touchdown. Anthony Brown, 10 for 13, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Tyler Batty, 12 rushing for 34 yards. Mike Davis, 6 for 18. Tyler Huntley contributed with 2 and 19. Isaiah Likely, the tight end, 8 receptions, 100 yards, 12 TDs. Riley Webb, 2 for 46. Makai Polk, 1 for 19. Belly Gaither, 2 for 18. The Cardinals, Trace McSorley, 18 for 34 with 229 yards passing, but 2 interceptions, no touchdown. Jared Garantano, 3 for 6 with 37 yards passing, 1 reception. Again, he was the leading rusher with 1 for 15, 4 for 12 from Eno Benjamin. Jonathan Ward, 3 for 11. Victor Bowden Jr., 5 receptions, 66 yards. Andy Isabella, 5 for 54. Greg George, 4 for 47, with Jonathan Ward 1 for 27.
Great question, Eric.
Back to the 27. Y'all think Dallas guy? Oh, Turpin.
Yeah, I'm watching it for the first time.
It was.
professor
I
will have
mean,
his take here shortly.
don't get these Dallas fans all hype about this. Now they
They
see
drinking the
they
Kool-Aid
see
already, Bishop.
man, they done seen one punt return and one kickoff return, and now they in the Super Bowl.
He didn't do
Whoa.
nothing on this return. All he did was run straight. This was the blocking.
Yeah, he just like, come on, bro. We talking about, come on, bro. This is still preseason. He's not finna be that dude. He's not finna do it. I mean, he might get some good returns. He may run one back here or so, but they already trying to
All right,
they're already
here go
trying
the
to put him
punt.
in the conversation with as Devin Hester. Stop it, bro.
Nope. This punt return's the real thing. This punt.
Yeah, the punt. I give him. The punt return. Yeah, the punt
You can
return
see
was
he
great.
got mad vision.
Yeah, he
Good
has.
morning.
He
Well,
has.
yeah, you'll say he's a
short.
USFL.
He
He's
can
that
do this.
USFL cat.
He look like he's
Good
about
morning,
5'8".
Commissioner. Good morning,
What up,
Depot.
Commissioner? What up, Commissioner? He look like he's about 5'8", so he's short. He's real short, so he could get lost easy with all those big guys, and he's got phenomenal speed. So yeah, the punt return was more impressive than the
He
kick
broke
return.
6 people.
Yeah, the punt return was more impressive than the kick return.
That's big time. Breaking 6 tackles on the punt return.
Yeah,
some of them dudes on that punt team ain't getting coming back next day.
Right.
So it's against backups, but I don't know. But this is juicy. You sound like a hater, Bishop. Is that the Philly in you? I like it. I like him, Trey.
Let's see. Let me pull up the guys. Cowboys. They mollywopped the Chargers 32-18. Again, preseason. We will say that. Will Greer was 6 of 10 for 98 yards. Cooper Rush 3 for 6 for 32, and Ben DiNucci 2 for 2 for 4 yards. Rico Dowd 13 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown. Malik Davis 8 for 37 and a touchdown. Aaron Sampkin 8 carries for 20 yards. Brandon Smith was 2 for 51 receiving. Jake Ferguson 2 for 29. Jalen Tolbert 2 for 25. Semi Faco was 1 for 11. Like I said, the Chargers. Chase Daniels 13 for 21, 111 yards, 1 touchdown. Easton Stick was 11 for 20, 134 yards, 1 touchdown, one interception. Easton Stick also contributed with 2 yards for 2 carries for 24 yards. Joshua Kelly was 7 for 18. Leedy Brown 5 for 11. Josh Palmer 3 for 75 plus 1 touchdown. Receiving Michael Bandy 8 for 69 and a touchdown. Trevin Bradford 2 for 26. Jason Moore 2 for 25. Go ahead, Ron.
This is the thing that we talk about with preseason. This game literally makes 0 sense. So at the conclusion, we're gonna have to look at the Chargers coaching staff. Who do you think had more first downs this game? You would think Cowboys. No, Chargers. 19 to 14. Chargers had 5 more first downs. Who do you think had more plays? The Chargers had 20 plays more than the Cowboys. More passing yards, more drives. They beat the Cowboys in every category. Why did they lose by 2 touchdowns? This is bad.
Yeah.
Less penalties, less turnovers, more possession. I guess it was those 2 touch returns by
special teams.
Turvin.
Yeah, special teams.
Field position.
So your boy won him the game, Bishop. I think they got a new legend.
Turpin.
Oh, Turpin.
Devontae Turpin.
Watch him run back on Philly, Trey. He
man, boy, I'm throwing.
You already going there. You already going there.
You already know, bro. I'm throwing the TV. No. Let's see if it transfers over to the regular season. Let's see if it transfers over.
Where's the status? See the status. My ace status ain't here. We can sit up and talk about like, yeah, he gonna throw the TV, but he gonna go into the garage and pull out another one and put it up. And be like,
Bishop went straight from 0 to throwing the TV,
bro,
to 100 real quick.
Especially, it's only because it's Dallas. That's the thing. It's only because of Dallas.
You know what's gonna happen.
I'm not a Cowboy fan, but they really should start Pollard at running back. I know that's not. They not, but it's his time.
Pollard's not a 3-down back. He's a little guy.
Yeah, they not finna start Pollard over Zeke.
He's not a number one.
Are you starting Pollard over Zeke? Are you when y'all starting Pollard over Zeke?
No, probably not. Probably not. I don't know what he's doing, during in practice and stuff. But nah, probably not. Because like he said, like Ron said, he's a smaller back. Not saying a smaller back can't do it, but I don't know. I would
Right.
have to see what he's doing in practice.
He's lightning and Zeke is thunder. They go perfect together. I wouldn't want
Right.
Pollard to be my 3 down back. I wouldn't want Pollard to start. And I wouldn't want Zeke in the game when I need to score, when I need to get a 3rd and long.
Mm-hmm.
The Dallas hate. I'm starting to. I think the Cowboys is going to be really good, y'all.
Hey
I
man,
said
stop
that.
it.
I've already said that. I told you I think the Cowboys are going to win your division.
The Cowboys boys is not winning our division, bro.
Although, you know what? I'll give you this. Philly is looking kind of good. I would say that. But I think the Cowboys is going to win.
I wanted to say that. I wanted to say that during the Philly and the Cleveland game. That's really what that game showed us is how the coaching, no turnovers, no penalties.
Yeah.
Great all they moved the ball running, they moved the ball passing it, the defense didn't make mistakes. That game
Yeah.
showed the Super Bowl caliber of those
All
two
right,
things.
I'm
It's
give
too
you that.
sad
Super Bowl
Sean
caliber.
Watson won't be able to play, but you heard Super Bowl caliber for them Eagles this year.
Yeah.
I've already said it, baby.
give
I've
you that.
already said it,
Give you
Ron.
that.
I've already said it, Ron. It's
We
it's
might
in
have
the
to be
making.
in Philly in January and February. We'll see.
Let's go. I'm with it. I'm already there, bro.
I
Let's
said,
go.
as I've been looking at it, I was like, it's like it's true hate is true. I believe true hate is when you don't like when you see it, it's staring you in your face, and you still be like, no, they trash. Like, nah, Philly's looking good, Dallas is looking good again on paper, and we just look at it. So, but of course, by week 3, week 5, we may simply be singing different tunes. But right now, I think Philly's looking good on paper. The Cowboys are looking good on paper. We all know the conversation was being that the AFC West and the AFC and the NFC West are the top 2 divisions or in the 2 conferences. But I would say that it's you having the point to where and if NFC East is going to have to smack up on one another. Or is just 2? Or is it just 2? I don't know. Is Washington considered? I know Bishops is going to say no because he doesn't believe in Wentz. But
I think
like
Washington and the Giants are going to be good this year.
I'll see.
Come
So
on,
the
bro.
whole
The whole NFC East.
Now, when I say
good, bro.
good, when I
Come
say
on,
good,
bro.
I mean when I say good, Bishop, I mean competing for 7, 8 wins. That's very good for New York.
Okay. I was gonna say everybody in the NFC East ain't gonna be good now. Come on.
I mean everybody in the NFC.
Oh, he fell off.
he fell off.
Yeah.
That means he was about to say some blasphemous.
He about to say something. He kicked him off because he's like Washington and the Giants gonna be good.
It's like God was like,
Nope. So you said too much. Let me kick you off. You said too much.
It's true enough, Anthony Price. They haven't had y'all division hasn't had a back.
It has been,
Wow.
It's flip flop between the Eagles and the Cowboys. Past few seasons, yeah. Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles, Cowboys. So yeah, last year was Cowboys season. So this year got to be us. But yeah, man.
Oh, where's the Washington? Let's say the one Washington. Where's the
Washington played? They played the Chiefs. They played the Chiefs yesterday, or they played the Chiefs yesterday with Patrick Mahomes. Did you see the side on? You say Kansas City ain't finna beat them people. I told you different. It's finna. This dude is about to show you.
I'm not ready to say that yet, man.
You don't need a Tyreek Hill, bro. I'm telling you. So the Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Washington Commanders in Kansas City with the Commanders Sam Howell 10 for 18, 122 yards, 1 interception. Taylor Heineke 9 for 12, 83 yards, 1 touchdown. Carson Wentz 6 for 9, 64 yards. So I'm assuming Carson Wentz started. Rushing, we had Brian Robinson Jr. 8 for 31, Sam Howell 2 for 13, Jonathan Williams 4 for 12, Alex Erickson 1 for 8, and the rest is history. Receiving Alex Erickson 3 for 44, 14, averaging 14 yards catch. Dax Mine 4 for 37. Antonio Gibson, 3 for 37. Terry McLaurin, 2 for 27. Eli Wolf, 2 for 25. Jamar Dotson, 2 for 23. Cam Sims, 2 for 23. The rest is history. And then for those Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick the Great Mahomes, 12 for 19, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. Shane Bichelle, 8 for 15, 70 yards. And Dustin Crum, 3 for 3 for 27 yards. Shane Bichelle rushing 5 for 35. Derek Gore 5 for 11. Isaiah
Pacheco.
Pinchero, Pacheco 4 for 8, 4 for 6. Rest is history. Receiving Justin Watson 2 for 53. Cornell Powell 4 for 35. Noah Gray 1 for 30. Dante Fontaine 1 for 27. Travis Kelsey 2 for 23. Jody Fortson 4 for 19, 2 touchdowns. And the rest is pretty much history. A lot of people got a hand on the ball. I will say, like I said, Kansas City, Trey don't believe in them dudes. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Our rookie running back is amazing. Really? Which one is the rookie running back? The
What's the new?
Robertson or
Yeah,
Sam Robinson?
Robinson.
Sam Howell's the quarterback. I meant to say Jonathan Williams.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Brian Robinson.
It's Robinson. He out of Oklahoma, out of Alabama.
8 for 31. That's only 3.5 yards a carry. I mean, we'll see, bro. It's a little early to say he's amazing. I would have to say.
Well, he's in 2 weeks. He's went from the third string running back to the starter, first string.
For real? But that's coming. That's when you play
because of Gibson. Well, because of Gibson has made it easy for it to happen. Gibson was delegated from the first string to the second and kick return. So
yeah,
well, you mess up in practice.
Yeah, I mean, but when it's all said and done, Patrick the Great, bro. I really, y'all saying he ain't gonna be that dude because Tyreek ain't there. I beg to differ, man. He looked like the Patrick the Great of me, the Patrick the Great old to me, with no problems whatsoever. Again, like I said, they beat the Commanders 24-14 on Saturday. Oh, what happened to those what happened to those Dolphins there, Trey? They lost to the Las Vegas Raiders 15-13.
Mm-hmm.
Did let's see something. Did he play? Tua Tagovailoa 6 for 8, 58 yards, no touchdown. Skylar Thompson 9 for 10, 129 yards, 1 touchdown. And Teddy Bridgewater 10 for 20, 119 yards.
That's another good backup.
Who, Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah.
Or Skylar Thompson? Oh, it's Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Salvin Ahmed, he was 5 for 20 rushing. Miles Gaskins 4 for 12. The rest is irrelevant. And then receiving, we had Eric Ezekiel 6 for 114. Braylon Sanders 3 for 40. River Craycraft. Yeah, second or 2 for 32. Mike Gesicki 3 for 27. Preston Williams 5 for 22. Chase Edmonds 2 for 21. The rest is irrelevant. That was for the Dolphins. For the Raiders, we had of course we didn't see Carr. He didn't play. But we did have Nick Mullins 6 for 9 for 39 yards. Chase Garbers 6 for 9 for 54 yards. And Jarrett Stidham 7 for 10, 80 yards. No touchdown passes, huh? Britton Brown 9 for 70. Chase Garbers 4 for 44. Zamir White 5 for 8. Ugh. The rest is irrelevant. And then receiving, we had Jesper Horsted 3 for 53. Keelan Cole 3 for 44. Tyron Johnson 4 for 32. DJ Turner 1 for 16. Keon Drake 3 for 10. Britton Brown 2 for 7. The rest is irrelevant. As the Raiders defeat the Miami Dolphins in Miami 15-13. One preseason game left. We do have a game tonight, Trey, but there's other preseason games. Was there any more in which you wanted to discuss?
Before we get to that one you're about to talk about, let's get with the Green Bay and the New Orleans Saints.
Definitely. Yeah. I like that.
Who that nation?
Yeah.
Saints did take the L, losing 20-10 versus the Green Bay Packers. The Saints was led by Ian Book, 16 for 28, 113 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He also led the charge for the most carries, to 7 carries, 49 yards, 7 yards of average. Devin Zegbo, 7 rushing carries for 40 yards. Abram Smith, 9 for 25, and Tony Jones Jr., 4 for 19. Wide receiver Chris Olave, 2 receptions for 28 yards and a touchdown. Tony Jones Jr., 3 for 20. Kevin White, 1 for 18. Kawan Baker, 2 for 13. Deontay excuse me, Deontay Hardy was two for 12, and Taysom Hill was 1 for 10. Uh, the Packers, Jordan Love was 12 for 24, 113 yards passing, 1 TD. Danny Etling was 1 for 1 with no touchdowns, no yards or interceptions. But he did have 4 carries for 48 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Goodson, 10 carries for 42 yards. Patrick Taylor Jr., 8 for 27. And Dexter Williams, 5 for 24. As far as it goes receiving, Jawan Winfrey was 3 for 41, 3 for 24 and 1 touchdown. Sal Canelo was 1 for 13, and Joshua Durgari was 1 for 11. As Green Bay was victorious again, 20-10. As we all know, of course, the other day, Aaron Rodgers stated that it's going to be a long season if his receivers don't catch any balls. Now they put it into position. None of those said receivers were playing. Of course, Aaron Rodgers didn't play either. In saying that, I wonder, is that something which you only go over in practice and not use it and show it up in the games and do, or what's the difference for him to come out and say that y'all not doing what y'all supposed to in those preseason games? Then they don't play preseason, and then but they go do it in practice. Which one do you value more, Ron? The practice or the game time
First
reps?
of all, this is fake news because Aaron Rodgers is a diva and he's being a diva. But thanks for letting us know what's going on with the receivers, Aaron. Trust me, we all know y'all lost Devontae Adams. But practice me. That's where you put in your skills, your 10,000 hours. You practice your craft and master.
The question of the Bishop was because we didn't see Aaron. We just last week we just seen Aaron rip his receivers for being less than for the most part. But yet we don't see them none of them in the preseason game. So I was asking which one is more value, the practice repetitions or the game time repetitions.
I believe both of them are equal in importance to me, in my opinion. I feel like in practice you see, you find in practice you find yourself, except for probably rookies, which Aaron was mainly speaking of. They have some, they probably have some still a few jitters, maybe, I don't know. But you want to see him under the lights. You want to see him in game time play.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if I had to give a slight edge, I would give him slight edge to game time or preseason games compared to practice, because you want to see them under the lights. A lot of times in practice, they may not even be fully padded. They may just have a helmet and shoulder pads. Sometimes they just got the little tight little shorts on or whatever you want to call them that they be wearing. So sometimes they don't go all, they don't have full, and they not taking no contact hardly ever in practice unless they playing unless they practicing against another team opposite of their own. So for me, I think it's equal importance to see on practice field as well as in preseason games, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. So before we get to that game which you was about to talk about, Bishop, one thing we didn't bring up because we didn't cover the Saints. I mean, the New York Giants, but Kayvon Thibodeau did go down with a knee injury, presumably. He did walk off. They brung out the car for him. He waved off the car. He walked off the field and went into the tent and came back out the tent, but he did not come back in the game. So of course they have to do MRI tests and do some back tests to see if there's any damage or was anything that substantial to his knee, in which it remains to be seen. So we'll know what the possibility that is. Again, that comes down to that's the talk of preseason. Does it make sense? And histories, and a lot of these people are held out during the preseason, whether they need repetitions or not, because if they're of value, you don't want to lose them.
Right.
So what's the game for tonight, Bishop?
The game tonight is the Falcons visiting the Jets tonight. That would be
one of y'all high on the Jets, right? Is it Ron Bishop? One of y'all high on the Jets?
That's his high.
We know whatchamacallit we don't know whatchamacallit just hurt his knee. He just had his surgery. last week, the beginning of last week. The
But yeah,
surgery
and
was
they look
successful.
at possibly bringing them back anyway.
Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
So and his
I
backup
think
is
that's a
what's
good thing.
his backup is
Flacco.
Flacco, Joe
Flacco.
Flacco. So we should see Flacco tonight, I'm assuming. And then of course we're gonna see whatchamacall for Atlanta.
I don't even think we see Flacco tonight. But do you think
You
we
don't think
see
Flacco
Ritter?
gonna come in at all?
Nah, because they got to protect
Did he
him
play?
because Zach is out, so
Right.
they're probably not going to play Flacco
They
with
got a couple young quarterbacks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They got the
Okay.
dude that they actually like better than their starter.
Flacco. Yeah,
That came in no, it's a I forget his name, but he came in last
Oh,
year.
last year he had that one hot game.
Incredible week 9.
He drug
Yes.
he drugged Cincinnati 3 touchdowns. Yeah, I know who you're
Right. He
talking about.
instantly
But then
became my guy.
he became he went bad the next couple of games in which they was. But yeah, so okay,
Right.
I got you.
That's gonna be really, really good. I'm saying it now.
Mike White.
Yes, Mike White. That's
Yeah,
him.
that's him.
Mike White.
How could you forget Mike White?
Mike White. Yeah.
Mike White sounds like somebody you need to party with. I was like, Mike White, babe. Mike
sounds
White
like
was
Mike
out of
White,
control,
baby.
babe.
He's like he sounds like a power character.
Yeah, and then we also gonna get an opportunity to see what's his name from Atlanta.
Desmond Ritter.
With Desmond Ritter too, but
Kyle Pitts.
no, Marcus Mariota.
I don't think he's going to play.
You
Well,
think
you know
he's the
he
starter
Oh yeah, without a doubt, he's a starter
over Kyle Pitts and all of them? Not Kyle Pitts, but over
Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I think Mariota's. Yeah, I think Mariota's.
He solidified that spot as the number one.
Yeah. For now.
Okay. I can.
Where they playing at? In New York or Atlanta?
Yeah, in New York. They in the Jets.
Okay.
Yeah, they in the Jets. Weather should be perfect. It ain't too cold, ain't too hot.
It's Buffalo.
Yeah, it ain't too hot, ain't too cold. So weather's gonna be perfect. Should be for them.
So Tampa Bay is expecting Tom Brady back this week.
He's back already.
Okay, he's in practice.
Yeah, they said he's already in practice. Yeah.
Okay, he's of course he's been away from the scene since the 11th of August, in which he's but it has not been a decision made yet if he's going to play or not. At this point, do you think he should play or
no?
No.
Save that. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Save it. You don't need to see nothing.
You know what? Since doing this, every time I hear the word "GOAT," I sit up and just.
Why do you cringe? Why do you cringe?
I don't know.
Why do you cringe? I don't know why.
There's
no reason for you to cringe when the man Tom Brady's name is mentioned. There's no need for cringe whatsoever.
I don't mention when Tom Brady's. I don't cringe when Tom Brady's mentioned. Is when I hear the term "GOAT." That's when I cringe.
That's what I'm saying. When GOAT is mentioned in the name Tom Brady, there shouldn't be a grimace on your face.
We're definitely going to have to do that.
Doubt.
We're definitely going to have to do a show dedicated to GOAT.
I know I'm crazy, and I say some wild things all the time, fellas, but.
Here we go. So I don't get dragged for something I said. I can see it over the horizon.
I wouldn't
see it in the air. Go ahead.
I wouldn't bring the GOAT. I wouldn't bring GOAT Brady back until maybe week 4. You could tell me in week 8.
What do you mean?
I'm playing with my second.
Wait.
I'm rocking with my second string quarterback. I know.
What?
I can't even believe it came out of my mouth, but you know.
What?
Why not?
Hold on. Let me hear your philosophy. Yeah, give me your philosophy on why you choose to hold Tom Brady out for 4 weeks.
We all know the first 4 weeks is completely wild. We're gonna see that 3-1 team that lose 6 straight games. We're gonna be like, why did we think they was good again? You know, it's a lot of players get their quirks out in those first 4 weeks and get the rust off and get really. Once you get into week 4, 5, 6, that's when the season's really going. That's what I need Tom Brady back. I don't need him out here with Leonard Fournette burning off 20, 30 pounds of all that. Tasty cakes that he brought back to the locker room. The defense taking their time to figure out. Like, it's going to be a rough start for the Buccaneers. And Tom Brady could just sit back and enjoy. And once everything clicking and rolling, once Godwin is back to 100% because he's coming in at 80, Once them
Mm-hmm.
and Juju get that chemistry together, they can
Mhm.
already be set up and perfect for the GOAT just to come and take the whip and take off. But to start, it's all have to be figured out. And that just sounds like some extra unnecessary hits.
Professor, you're good with going into the season at 0-4, possibly, because you chose not to start the GOAT. You're cool with that. You're cool with
Now,
going 0-4
however,
and running the table at the end.
My clause for Tom Brady, we're going to give you the first month off of the season, sir. But if we lose back-to-back games, you immediately have to get here. Matter of fact, back-to-back games is the cutoff.
So you're willing to go 2-2 at minimum. You're willing to go 2-2 at minimum.
Right.
Yeah. There we go. I'll take 1-3.
As long as it's not back.
But it would be good for them too, because they would be able to start developing a backup quarterback for next year or the year after when Tom Brady goes. Get on that, Tampa Bay.
That's a different strategy. That's definitely a different strategy that I'm sure would nobody think of.
No.
Yeah, no one.
The CEO, the owner of the team, be like, "Don't you know we got tickets to sell, fool?"
yeah, that part. That part. I definitely
keep losing me money.
So something that
how angry Tampa Bay will be.
Well, because especially when you got Duval up the coastline, and they sit up and just pulling them in, raking it in. But of course, something else that we mentioned: Jameis Winston is back in practice yesterday in 707, as he's been away from the team since August 8th due to a foot sprain injury. He was back in practice yesterday, practicing 707 drills. Additionally, that hamstring jumps up and grabs another player, as it stated that Michael Thomas has been out the last couple of weeks with a hamstring injury, a minor hamstring issue, as they call it. He was at the practice Sunday. He's sick of Michael Thomas?
Sick of him.
Why you sick of Michael Thomas, man?
And he's been one of my hottest fantasy draft players that I'm targeting. Number one wide receiver you can get in the 9th round. How do you
see how he did that, Bishop?
Yeah.
You see how he did that, Bishop?
Yeah, how he threw that in there?
Yeah, he just continued going, like, act like I didn't just ask a question. He just went over my question like, I'm not even the best with you. Okay.
Yes, I'm drafting him. But
unlike Bishop, did you hear what Bishop told me the other day?
What
did he say?
He basically told me that he was going to draft Tom Brady, so I can't get him.
I did not say that. No, Ron. No, Ron. That is not. See how people see how people change things and change words.
I said he said what he tried to do was tell me that I would not I shouldn't draft Brady. I was like, no. If Brady's somewhere where I can get him, I'm going to get him. Oh, not in our league, not with me there. That tells me that you're going to draft him.
I said as much as you said, as much as Trey has downplayed Tom Brady and being the GOAT and him not having a good season this year, why would you draft Tom Brady? I said if it was Tom Brady left and it's your pick and you have Tom Brady and Tua Tagovailoa left, who you gonna draft? I'm Tom Brady. No. It's the last pick. There's no way you're drafting Tom Brady when you don't think. But see, this is the thing. What he ain't telling you, Ron, is the same reason why he said I'm gonna draft Tom Brady. The real reason why he would draft Tom Brady is not for him to use him. It's so that he won't have to play nobody who has Tom Brady. He don't want to face Tom Brady. So he
trade bait.
Yes. Trade bait, as well as to have him on his bench. That way he don't never have to face Tom Brady against anyone. That's the real story right there. Yeah. That's his strategy. If I pick Tom, can't nobody else pick him. Therefore, when I face anybody, one quarterback I don't have to worry about is Tom because I have him. That's what he said. So I said, yeah. If it's up to me, you won't get Tom. You're right. You won't get an opportunity to get Tom Brady.
Who's the third best wide receiver on Tampa Bay?
The third best wide receiver on Tampa Bay?
Maybe Julio.
Maybe. So that means he could be even considered the fourth option.
Right.
Y'all better draft Tom Brady. That man, no, we all gonna be looking foolish when at the end of the year we talking about him having
No,
a
we ain't.
championship
I said no,
quarterback
I'm
hat.
not. I'm not because I said what Tom is about to do. I tell you this on live. I'm not drafting. What you?
Ball out.
Your season is done, Anthony. Don't worry about it. Your season is
I
done.
don't know. Anthony is a platinum. He's a platinum pick. He's a platinum member in
Well, let's
fantasy.
see
In
then. Well,
fantasy.
let's see.
So
Well, let's see then,
maybe
Anthony. We'll see.
Anthony might have.
We'll see then, Anthony. Let's see then. Since he a platinum fantasy star. I want to see receipts though, Trey. You know I don't believe in that. I don't want to see no. I want to see receipts.
His profile says it platinum. I was like,
Oh,
oh, he's the only platinum. Everyone else is bronze. I think Ron is a silver. Everyone
but,
else is
but see,
bronze.
a lot of that is on who he play against. Now, if he
I'm
playing
playing.
against, yeah, you know what I'm saying. He up there playing against people that don't know nothing about football. Yeah, it's easy to be platinum against people.
Or
That
Ron is gold. I think Ron is gold, and then but it's Anthony's platinum.
in what Yahoo on what on which
On
one?
Yahoo. If you look at it, because our league was new, it was
Let me
a
see what I
bronze
am
league,
on Yahoo.
but
Oh,
bronze.
gold is before platinum.
No, platinum is before gold.
Oh, so gold is the last one you achieve.
No, platinum is the last
What?
one.
Platinum is
So
higher
it
than
goes
gold.
gold then platinum.
Right.
It goes gold then platinum.
Yeah, so you're
Bronze,
gold.
silver, gold, platinum. Okay.
Yeah,
So I might
so
get my
you're-
platinum after this year.
You might.
I gotta get this trophy. I gotta get this trophy. I gotta get. That's motivation. That's motivation.
that's
might.
bulletin board material.
Yeah.
might.
I'm on my
Yeah.
Michael
So
Jordan.
everyone else is platinum. I mean, everyone else is bronze, and then we got a platinum, and then a gold, and I think everyone else is bronze.
I can't believe I'm bronze. That just doesn't sound right for me.
Oh, he said this is his first auction draft, so maybe everyone.
Oh, well,
is,
then but this is my first. Oh, okay. Then obviously you're finna have problems, guy. You're about to have problems. First auction draft. Oh, you're about to have problems.
Welcome to this realm.
Yeah. Welcome to the as they say in the NFL. Welcome to the NFL, young man. Welcome to the NFL.
He been playing NCAA.
Mm-hmm. That's what he been doing. Yeah.
USFL, XFL. Now it's
that's what he been doing.
Into the big leagues, brother.
Yeah. I feel like I'm silver, man. I feel like I don't. Let me
look.
Let me
brother,
look, man.
I assure you're bronze. I've watched it. I've went over it.
No, I feel like see. This is the thing when it's coming to trade.
Because you know when I first looked to see when I saw that I was bronze, I was like, wait, what's Bishop? I'm not gonna even lie. I went to look to see, and it's like you're bronze, but you still outscore me. You're just barely bronze, higher echelon of bronze than I am.
But I mean that was what I was being said. I didn't need that. I knew that information. I just needed more. Don't let nobody make it, bro. You know it.
Eric, I swear, man. That's why all my life.
You know it, man. I gotta give everybody a hard time, man. That's why it's gonna be fun for this first inaugural first formation flag or fantasy football.
See, here we go with this.
I'm the next Trey. I'm cheap. That.
You know what? I'm gonna show y'all exactly.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna show y'all exactly
he said I'm the next Trey. I'm cheap.
I'm gonna show you exactly how cheap I am. It's gonna be on live too. It's like
it's not like we're gonna have 3 tree people.
Oh man, he said the next play. I'm cheap. I don't spend my money like that either, bro. I wish the money that you don't spend, this guy's ridiculous for real. No matter what the cause, he's against y'all. Stop it, man. Don't be like that, Eric. It ain't even like that, bro. It ain't even like that, bro.
But you know what's funny, Eric? If I had said it, everyone would be talking about me. I swear this is like the rhetoric. But it is. I guess everyone has to play the villain.
I'm just saying, man, Eric.
And I don't know why, Eric.
I'm looking at my thing. My thing says I'm level silver.
Bruh, no. Where did you get that from, Bishop? Where?
On my fantasy. I'm on Yahoo right now, and it says my level is silver.
I'm on it too. Let me see.
My stuff says silver.
You know what, Ron?
I guess I might as well go to it too.
Ron,
mine says silver, bro.
All the time. Don't we always have this? So we got to produce receipts, is what you're basically telling me.
I'll be the deciding factor. Let's see what it says. Gold or silver?
Hold
It
on, let
should
me see.
say
Maybe I'm
silver.
looking at the wrong thing. Mine should say
Trey says
silver.
so.
I'm looking at, bro. Hold on. Okay, let me share my screen. I'm gonna show y'all what I see. So y'all don't say maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. Is this not it right here, Trey?
That does say silver.
Okay, so
That
what
does say
what
silver.
else what else am I looking for then?
Let me pull up what I'm looking for. What I'm looking at. No,
What
that's probably the league. I don't know. Let me see, because the league is silver. The league is silver level. But I think that's
Yeah,
based
the
upon.
league is
I
silver.
think that's based upon Ron and Anthony's platinum status.
So how do you find your actual
Let me see. I'm going to look for it.
history? Hold on, over. Verse.
Can we trade draft picks?
I didn't put it on there. No,
I was gonna
I was
say I
looking
have an
at.
offer. You can't
I
I
was,
need to
refuse.
find out my overview. That's my overview. I feel like that's what it's saying. Top
it,
level, silver 2 times. That's what it said. I don't know, man. Either way,
I had to go look at if
yeah.
I find that receipt. And so all
Because
right, your silver.
they keep calling Trey cheap, Eric, because that's what he is. He cheap,
No,
man.
Eric, I am not.
He's very cheap. Eric, you drafting Kirk?
Oh, here it goes.
Ooh, you
View
Eric,
team
Eric,
levels.
Eric, I haven't even
definitely
seen
drafting
Eric.
Kirk. No
Eric, you
funny.
need
I
to go ahead.
found it.
You
Bishop,
found.
you are a bronze, sir.
Thank you, sir. I
Where
thought
you
so.
find it at?
And you have a 593 point ranking.
Yeah. Yes. I thought.
You can go to
You said you're a loser.
league and then view team levels. It should be somewhere around league announcements.
League in fantasy, right?
Yeah, fantasy.
Le-
Go to the league and then look for team levels.
League.
Yep.
Okay.
Anthony Price, platinum, 886 point rating. They should show what you are rating wise against like the whole world, everybody that's on Yahoo. See where you rank against everybody
And
point
then
wise.
once you get in league, what do you go to look for?
Team levels and rankings.
Team levels.
Eric, you need to go ahead. I ain't see your you
I don't even
enter the
see
league
that.
yet when you get a chance. But as they continue to look at that,
Go
we
ahead,
continue to talk
Trey. Yeah.
about it. COVID struck again, of course. This time they struck the Cardinals, grounded the Cardinals as J.J. Watt was has contracted COVID. So he didn't play this
Oh
past
yeah, he
weekend.
did. Yeah, he
He's
did
not
catch
expected to
it.
play next weekend either. So he's going to basically sit out the final two. Okay, got you. He's going to sit out the final final 2 games of the season, which is last week and this week. Uh, he as you know now, if you got COVID, you have to isolate from the team for 5 days. In which Kyler Murray had COVID the week before. Now JJ has it. I don't know. Is it going to spread through the team?
JJ Watt.
Uh,
No,
what?
no, it's not going to spread like it used to because people built up the antibodies in the organization.
Vaccinated
They
and all
might
that.
get a cough, a couple sniffles, but I don't think it's going to spread. He might give it to one other person. I think
And
this
then
is
of course,
good for JJ.
you
This is somebody else I
to
would sit
rest out
out.
to sit out. Okay. Of
Yeah,
course.
he's another one I would sit out the first 4 games.
Really? 33 years
Yeah.
old. Of course, Seahawks quarterback Drew Luck had COVID last week, in which he was out. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to sit out all games. Pete Carroll had already came on and stated that he's going to get all the repetitions they can give him. So he's expected to play and play a lot for the season for their season finale. So so of course we're coming to that 12-point mark. But we do have a conversation to get to, gentlemen, as
What's up?
the next 30 were released for the NFL Top 100.
Oh,
50 through 30 was released, in
Let's
which
go.
next Sunday,
oh,
the top 20 really get released. So starting at number 50, as we had a lot of conversations because we felt like it was a lot of names that wasn't in the first 50. So we wonder where they're at. Did we find out
Mm-hmm.
where they're at? We're finna go number 50. Micah Hyde. He wasn't even in the list last year. So basically, you look at he's jumped up at minimum 50 spots.
Mm.
So safety Micah Hyde, Buffalo Bills. Number 49, Devondre Campbell, linebacker, Green Bay Packers. Another person not in the rankings last year. Number 48, Robert Quinn, Chicago Bears, defensive end. Another player not in the top 50, not in the top 100 last year. Um, Number 47, Fred Warner, San Francisco 49ers middle linebacker, dropped from 26 spots from 21 last year to number 47 this year, but he's still in the top 50. Number 46, Austin Eckler, uh, going from, again, not in the conversation last year to being number 46. Number 45, Jordan Poyer, Buffalo Bills free safety. Again, no ranking last year, in the top 45 this year. Number 44, no ranking last year, in the top 44 this year. Quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott at number 44. Number 43, Derwin James, safety. As we know, he just signed the multi-lucrative deal that made him the highest paid safety in NFL history. He's in at 43 after not being in the conversation last year. Cameron Haywood, Pittsburgh Steelers, defensive end, up 15 spots from last year at number 42 when he was 57 last year. 41, last year he was number 89. Now he's number 41. Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs rounds out the top the 41, rounds out 50 through 41 as we go and move on to the next batch of 40 through 31. Who we got 40 through 31 starts out with number 40, Justin Herbert, up 16 spots from last year, 56 to 40. Chris Jones, defensive end for the Kansas City Chiefs, at number 39. He was number 34 last year. Bishop, your man, number 38. He was even in the conversation last year. Cincinnati Bengals running back Joe Mixon,
Let's go.
No, no.
down
Boomer. Sooner.
down 29 spots from last year. Arizona wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins comes in at number 37.
That's what's
Down 12 spots from last year. Number 24 coming in at number 36. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson.
wow.
Up 20 spots from last year at 35, coming from 55 last year. Keenan Allen, wide receiver for the Los Angeles Chargers. Coming in at 34 when he wasn't even in the conversation last year. Kevin Byard, Tennessee Titans free safety. Nick Chubb, number 33, Cleveland Browns running back, down 7 spots from 26
So,
last year. Bishop, I know you'll like this.
Yes, sir.
Not even in conversation last year. Now he's number 32 on the list, 100 best players in the NFL per his peers. Mark Andrews from the Baltimore Ravens, tight end.
Boomer. Sooner.
I cringe every time I hear you say that.
Let's go.
Number 31, Minnesota Vikings running back Dalvin Cook, down 11 spots from last year. So that rounds out the top 30. And as we go into the last 10 for that was announced, number 30 through 21. 30 through
notice
21.
listening trash.
Joey Bosa, up 2 spots from last year, as he was 32 last year. He's 30 this year. Joey Bosa, Los Angeles Chargers linebacker. Number 29, down 4 spots from last year. Bobby Wagner, Los Angeles Rams middle linebacker.
Very interesting.
Number 28, up 5 spots from last year. Quentin Nelson, Indianapolis Colts guard. So now we simply went from
What?
seeing, yes, a guard in the top 30.
That's crazy.
And we still ain't heard one particular tackle's name. Up 27 to number 20 at number 27. He was even in the conversation last year. What a difference a year makes. Matthew Stafford, Los Angeles Rams quarterback at number 27. Uh, down, down 15 spots from last year at number 26. Stephon Diggs, Buffalo Bills wide receiver. So he went from the top 10 to the top 26. Um, number 25, not even in the conversation last year, but he's here now. Number 25, Nick Bosa, San Francisco 49ers,
Again?
defensive end.
I thought you said Bosa was on there twice.
His brother.
Oh, okay. I sound like you said Nick twice though. Okay.
No, the other one is Joey Bosa.
Oh, Joey. Oh, okay. So
Uh-huh.
both are brothers.
Again, another person not on the list last year, rookie sensation, number 24, Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase,
Let's go.
24th best player in the NFL per his peers. At number 23, Trayvon Diggs, Dallas Cowboys cornerback, not in the conversation last year, but he's here this year. Number
What?
22, up 22 slots from last year as he was number 50 last year. Number 22 this year, top 22 candidate. George Kittle, San Francisco 49ers tight end. Number 21.
What?
Yes, sir. Not even in the conversation last year as we finish out the top 20, the top 30, or top 70, I guess you could say. The correction, top 80. He's at the top of the top 80. All love y'all in your hearts yesterday, Bishop. You have a bromance for this guy for whatever reason. I think it's going to end this year, though. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow, number 21.
Joey.
He wasn't in it last year.
Wow.
Joey.
Wow.
So, a couple of things. Eric already talking about the BS.
Want to know whose name wasn't called? Yeah, of course. Carson Wentz's name wasn't going to be called. Seriously?
Does Wentz get into the top 22? I'm top 20?
Hell no. I know Jefferson better be in the top 10 then if Chase top 20.
Jefferson.
He
So
probably
we still ain't
This
heard.
list
We ain't
can-
heard. Did we hear Cup? We still ain't heard Cup, have
we
we?
ain't heard Cup yet either. Nope.
We ain't heard Cup. We ain't heard Jefferson.
They ain't say
Who else
Hurts.
we haven't heard? We
They
ain't
ain't say
heard
Hurts.
Hurts.
They ain't say
Correct.
AJ. They ain't say AJ Brown. They ain't say
Derrick
that.
Henry.
Why would they say AJ? Oh, AJ Brown. Yeah.
What? Whoa! What? Pause. What'd you say?
We'll hear Derrick Henry.
Derrick
We'll
Henry.
hear-
AJ Brown and Hurts didn't make the 100.
You don't think they made the 100? We ain't heard. We still ain't heard
No,
Brady. We ain't heard
AJ
Rodgers.
Brown and Jalen Hurts is in his top 20. I'm gonna go nuts, but the list is already out of control. I'm disgusted.
We we ain't heard. Well, we ain't gonna hear Ertz, but we haven't heard. Who else? Another top one. We ain't heard Kelsey yet. We haven't heard Donald. We ain't heard JJ. Like it's for the get as in the Ron in the words.
JJ
Ron,
what?
Yeah, JJ.
He ain't gonna be on there.
Oh no, JJ. TJ.
Oh, TJ Watt.
Yeah, we ain't heard TJ yet. We ain't heard Donald. It's gonna get real spicy as we heard from as Ron would say. Top 20 basically going to be released next week. What you thought to say, Ron?
I'm confused. I don't know what these players are doing or how they're voting. I just know we need to drug test the whole league because this list is not making sense. Like
basically, the 30 players were basically out of the 30 players, at least over half of them were even in the standings last year, and now they're there.
Bishop, Trayvon Diggs on the Dallas Cowboys is not the 21st best player in football. What? He gave up the most. He led the league in interceptions, yes, but he gave up the most touchdowns. That's like
that
saying
part, bro.
Jameis Winston going 30 for 30 is a top 20 player. No,
that part, bro.
Oh my gosh, some of the quarterback spots that they had him at, like
it's
Nick Chubb. Why is Nick Chubb on this list?
Someone's about to.
You cannot literally throw Nick Chubb the football. Nick Chubb can't catch.
Someone's about to get. It's going to be some snubs. It's definitely got to be some snubs.
It's got to be, bro, because
Jalen isn't getting in. who really that's disrespect. Like we didn't hear that fraction just go up. Like see, that's ridiculous. But yes, that's what's gonna happen. Jalen's getting snubbed.
TJ ain't gonna be in there, Anthony.
AJ,
TJ
you
Watt
know,
is not gonna be in.
TJ's gonna be there. I
TJ
can
is
get
not.
you know who you can
TJ is
guarantee
not
is
gonna
gonna
be
be there.
there, bro.
You know who we can guarantee is
I mean,
gonna be
TJ.
there.
I'm sorry, TJ gonna be there. JJ won't. I'm sorry.
JJ won't. I was about to say
Yeah,
we can
JJ won't.
guarantee
I meant to say JJ.
TJ and
will.
Aaron Donald
TJ
are
will, but
guaranteed.
yeah, TJ will, but JJ won't.
Aaron Donald and TJ are guaranteed to be in the top 20.
Yeah.
I'll be. Is
If
Jalen?
Patrick Mahomes ain't
Jalen?
number one, I'm just.
It's gonna be a tough 20. I agree with you,
ain't
Eric.
hard,
It is gonna
man.
be a tough 20. I can't wait to hear the 20. The last 20. That's gonna
This
be
stuff-
it is gonna be 20.
This stuff ain't hard, man. Nick
got
Chubb
Aaron-
is not a better football player than Lamar Jackson.
You got Mahomes ain't been mentioned.
Aaron Donald top 5. Aaron Donald top 5. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, the list should go Patrick Mahomes number 1, Aaron Donald number 2, Josh Allen number 3, number 4 TJ Watt.
Ooh, you putting all of them before Matthew Stafford? Wow.
Come on, man. I don't know why they have Matthew Stafford.
Devontae
so
Adams
high.
ain't
Listen
been
where he's
Devontae Adams ain't been mentioned. Jefferson, Cup. What
I
is there
think
any
a
running
wide
back that we missing?
receiver-
Derrick Henry.
at. A wide receiver takes that 5th spot. It's going to be Cup, Devontae, or Jefferson. One of them gets number 5. In my top.
There's at least one more offensive lineman that hasn't even been mentioned yet, and he's going to be there.
Bacateri.
Nah, not even
Talking
Bacateri.
about Bacateri?
No,
No, you're talking about
Trent Williams.
yeah. You know it's somebody from San Francisco.
Hey,
You knew that. Come on, bro. You knew that, bro. Come on. If he set you up, he straight set you up wrong for that one. He really set you up for that one. Really did.
Because that's not the best lineman in the league. Trey, what are you doing?
that is the best lineman. Watch what wait till his
Kelsey should be there before him.
No, stop it. You know that's why you can't even hold that face.
Bacateri is the best lineman.
Nah, it's going to be Trent Williams. Trent Williams is going to be the last lineman named in the top 20.
And why did they put George Kittle in our top 100? What are the players doing? I understand how incredible he is as a lineman, but top 100, come on.
Yes.
This dude here, man. Oh my god.
See, this is the disrespect y'all
This
get.
is the
So George
nonsense.
Kittle is not a top tight end in the league.
Yeah, but he ain't finna be in the top.
Was Waller in the other? Was in the top 80? Waller was in the top 80, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Maybe if they had him where he realistically should be at, like in the 80s or the 70s straight, but they had this man in the top 20. No, I could say 20 people better than George Kittle, like without blinking. Yes, we can. We go.
Oh yes, we can.
We don't got
right?
time.
Oh yes, we can. I can name about 5 off. I would name 5 off the Eagles team. I can name 5 off the Eagles team alone.
We're not going to even go there.
I'm just saying.
So, of course, that is our time for today. We leave y'all with that. Bishop is trying out. Where can we catch your show at, Bishop? What amateur night can we catch you at in San Antonio?
What amateur night? What are you talking about?
Because you're doing stand up. Evidently, stand up is your next gig that you get ready to take.
No, I don't do stand up, bro. I do realism. I don't do stand up. I do realism.
I want to hear these 5 Eagles players now. I want to hear these 5 Eagles players before we get out of here. Because I already know 3. Hurts, Brown, the Heisman winner. What's your other 2?
Hurts. What's the other 2?
Hurts, Brown, Devontae.
I already said them 3. Give me the other 2.
What's y'all? Let me guess. Y'all new rookie.
Jordan Davis.
Defensive end Jordan Davis too.
Yeah, Darius Slay. Our kicker.
Oh man.
Our kicker. Don't forget about
okay, big play Slay. Big play Slay is better than Kittle. So the Eagles got 3 players better than Kittle.
That's what I'm saying, baby. Let's go.
I don't think we can say the sophomore, the rookie's better than him. Devontae, I'm not taking over Kittle.
As I said, that's our time for today. We look forward to coming with y'all. Y'all know where to catch us every Monday through Friday.
You taking Goddard?
9. Oh my goodness. 9, 11.
Miles Sanders.
Central
my
Standard Time frame. As y'all hear that noise in the background as I'm speaking, but say just ignore that noise. We look forward to seeing y'all the rest of the week. As we said, saying tonight, y'all know we'll be here to cover tonight's game.
That part.
Preseason, we get it, but we're gonna still talk about it. Anything else in which you come up with, which you discuss, gladly appreciate y'all coming. As y'all know it, first formation inaugural fantasy football. I see you got in, Eric. So I got you, Mr. CEO. Um, as we see that, okay. Of course, like I said, if I can't get into fantasy football, anyone can do picks. As we have the first formation, pick 10 going down too. So you can see, check your opportunity. I'll pick myself, Bishop, Ron, and get your name immortalized in that query, where you get to rock that title. The winner rocks the title for the whole year. Everyone else goes back to the regular names. As you see, Bishop has been the GOAT for the year. I
That's
look
right.
forward to removing that title from him
That
and
won't
putting
happen.
on the beloved Nostradamus is back in effect, or does Ron
Man.
get to sit up and become his degree? He's already presumed to have a doctorate.
Doctor.
He
He
gets
said
to
I was gonna be
out
the doctor.
Doctor Pick'em, Doctor Pick'em in
Yeah,
the
he said he gonna
building.
go from professor to doctor.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always a good time. We look forward to y'all being here, gentlemen. Before we get up out of here, any last words?
Man, y'all have a great Monday. Thank y'all for tuning in to First Formation, as we always love to have y'all on here Monday through Friday, 09 and 1100 hours, or 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. For you civilian personnel, we definitely appreciate y'all. Be sure, sign up. Sign up is about to close here real soon if you plan on being a part of the first inaugural First Formation Fantasy Football League. We're gonna have a
Going
lot to
down
talk
this
about. It's
weekend.
going live for the draft. We gonna make it happen, man. It's gonna be lovely. It's gonna be mad lovely. So be sure to get it in. Get it in.
Sports and shenanigans. I'm looking for that one too. Bishop, did you get into that?
Sports and shenanigans.
Ron's
No, come on in, Bishop. No, Bishop ain't joined yet.
No, I
Come
gotta
on
get
over
into
to the
that one
dark
too.
side.
I'm gonna have to get into that one
Yeah,
too.
you
My
can
bad.
let
I'm gonna have to get.
I can beat you down twice this year.
Ooh, that ain't gonna happen though.
And for those who aren't open to the bid or the salary cap draft, go forth and I know you was just talking about it, Anthony. Go ahead and do your mock draft. Do your mock draft for the salary, so we don't have no excuses. We don't want to hear nothing. So
Nope.
you know what I'm saying. Until then, high speeds. We look forward to checking you out tomorrow. Be here. Don't be late to formation. Holla at y'all.
I will find your favorite fantasy football.